Boomer. You're getting ready to be live on Boomer TV, I think, or close to that. So you can check it out there. Chris Godwin and Mike Pittman made the trip with us, even drove us down here. So we appreciate them for their hospitality here today. But getting into these two games, you just mentioned the girls, a familiar matchup, or a familiar face, I should say, as it wasn't too long ago, just a few weeks ago, the Woodward girls took on the Heritage Hall girls in the Jones third-place game. Woodward got off to a slow start in that one. They were able to come back, rally, win 56-42. Thesleigh Pfeiffer had an insane performance with 37 points of the Boomer 56. And really, Dakota, once the Boomers got the post Annie Walker in foul trouble, it seemed like that kind of changed the tie of the game in that first matchup.
Yeah, I really think they wanted to get to a better start also in the first half, and just something that they couldn't find buckets, Heritage Hall was playing great defense, and at the same time, without Avery Edwards, it was also another struggle, trying to adjust. But, I feel like they've adjusted throughout games without her, so it might be a little easier task, but they're still going to put up a fight at home.
I do want to mention, too, because I talked to her before the game, she is back tonight. She said she's playing, so that's some big news there.
It could be scary
for the Boomers. It could definitely be a different ball game tonight as it was in that Jones third-place game. But if you missed it Tuesday with us, and Guyman had a pair of fun games there as well. Unfortunately for the girls, they were 10-8 after a tough loss to Guyman. It was an overtime ball game there. So it's debated between 37 and 39 points. We'll go with 39 because it sounds better. That's what the team had her for, which is a new season high there for Thesleigh. She's been absolutely incredible the last about few weeks here. Briley Douglas-Fisher contributed 14 points to that one, but the big story Dakota felt like was Lily Luckett had a season-high 12 points and 4 threes. Then Lexi Mendel, the freshman, stepped up down the stretch as Woodward got a little bit of foul trouble in the fourth quarter and overtime for Lexi. Had some big plays on both sides of the ball, some steals, some nice assists, a couple buckets. And at the buzzer, she just about won it for Woodward. It was as much down as it could have been from the three-point line without going in. It just popped out. But we talked to Coach Moore Wednesday on the Coach Show, and then Thesleigh and Lily were there as well. And they kind of pointed to the turnovers and the offensive rebounds that was allowed to Guyman as the two big reasons that they fell on that one. But us spectating it felt like a lot of positives to take away from that game for the Boomers. You rallied from 10 down twice. You forced that overtime, and you had those other contributors, somebody like Lily Luckett, like Lexi Mendel, who had been talked about for the JV side of things, working to progress, start to step up a little bit.
And not only that, when Lexi Mendel came to the game, we're used to seeing Chloe Clements and her being out there, and her starting to get that starting role with Avery out. But they throw Lexi into the mix, and it kind of changed the ball game. She hit some big time shots, especially when overtime, when we really needed it, when Coach Moore drew up that play. And so just to see these girls that are very young and getting, that on-in-court experience, it's good for the program, and I feel like it's going to build up to a great senior year and junior year for those girls upcoming.
Definitely. So for the boys' side of things, Tuesday night on Guyman, they took a win there, 8-10 on the season now after defeating Guyman 59-45. Cass Shipley had another solid game with 23 points. And Dakota, it seemed like Woodward really in that one, the story was taking advantage of Guyman's frustration, so to speak, down the stretch.
Yeah, and again, Cass Shipley, even though he only had, 14 points or so.
Against Clinton.
Yeah,
and then 23 against Guyman, so stepped it back up a little bit.
But man, 8 different scores.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and that's what we like to see. Again, we see those guys getting easy buckets, but also like sharing the ball.
Definitely. So the boys JV about to finish up. Can report the girls won pretty handily. It looks like the boys about to win pretty well, handily as well, as they're up 48-33 right now over Heritage Hall with just about 10 seconds to go. So with that, we'll step aside for our first pregame break here and come back and start breaking down the matchup on the girls' side of things. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
Nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived, and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward. People investing in people. That's what they're all about at Great Plains Bank, because life isn't a transaction, it's a journey, and on that journey, we're greater together. Great Plains Bank has locations in your local area because they're here to serve you. Great Plains Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. On the field and in life, great coverage keeps you on the winning team. Call Caleb Roach at Roach Farmers Agency for personalized insurance service. The Roach Agency says, go Boomers!
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation, that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the OSSAA and the Oklahoma Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And welcome back to Boomer Basketball here on Z92. Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you, also live on Boomer TV. Hey, before we get into breaking down the matchup tonight for the girls, let's talk about some news we got before we went on air here. Just not too long ago, actually, Woodward, they announced the district assignments essentially for classes 4A, 3A, and 2A. Woodward, we know now, will be hosting Elk City for districts on both the boys and girls side. That'll be in 2 weeks from now. So it should be, there's a window of the 16th, 17th, or 18th that they could choose to play that game. So we don't quite know which of those days yet, but we know Woodward will be hosting Elk City for districts. Then the regional site for Woodward's part of it will be in Weatherford this year. So that's a bit of a change. It's been a Kingfisher the last few years because of the Yellow Jacket success, but Weatherford, obviously with their talents this year, get to host that regional. And area, if the teams are to make it that far, would be in Hennessy. So that kind of sets up the sweep there for the Boomer postseason as we look forward. But still got a few regular season games left here. Do also want to mention right now on K101, we got Round Ball Roundup getting ready to take place. Kate Kennedy is at O'Keene. The Whippets hosting Burlington tonight, so a couple of Classic Bowl schools there getting ready to go at it. Some good basketball action. So, hey, you can listen to both K101, Z92. Like I say, stream it on Boomer TV for the Woodward side of things. There's a lot of ways you can take in some good basketball here tonight. But Dakota, talk more about this girls matchup. Heritage Hall, they are 6-11 on the season. They had to play Bethany last Friday night. Lost that one 78-30. Obviously, Bethany, one of the top teams in the state, not just in 4A. Heritage Hall was set to play Millwood on Tuesday, but the metro area got hit pretty hard with some winter weather, so that game was postponed. And they're really just kind of getting back to school today. They were out of class even as late as yesterday, so they're just kind of getting back into the swing of it. The last meeting, we had talked about that in the Jones tournament, just a kind of a really interesting game, how that one played out. Woodward was able to rally. We took away from that, though, the Andy Walker for this Heritage Hall team. The post, you'll see your number 45 if you're watching the stream. Going to be probably the prime time target for the Boomers to deal with. She had 8 in that first quarter in the Jones tournament, and Woodward was able to get her in foul trouble early in that second quarter. And when that happened, as we said, that just really changed the entire game. It allowed Thesley Pfeiffer to get inside easier, allowed us to drive and kick and open some things up, and Woodward kind of carried that momentum the rest of the way. So that's the focal point tonight, I would say, for Heritage Hall, Dakota.
And it's even going to be more interesting because we have 2 players back. Lexi Mendel, which has stepped up now to a bigger role, and after seeing her, I expect her to make an appearance in this game. But also, like you said, just not too long ago, you got another person back. You got Avery Edwards, our leading.
Who was not in that game against Heritage Hall.
Our leading defensive, basically player, I would say, in my opinion, close to it at least. So it's good you gain a lot of defense back.
Well, and it's going to be a look that I think Woodward will be able to throw at Heritage Hall.
They haven't really seen.
That they did see, because going into that term was really Woodward figuring out how to adjust with that Avery. You didn't know how long she was going to be out. And so it's kind of a different unit that Woodward's seen. And to that point, I'm sure it kind of goes both ways on that, where, you know, Woodward will see a little bit adaptation of Heritage Hall, maybe not quite the same exact style that we had seen in that previous game, simply because they had a couple girls step up in that last game that I thought, you know, might be able to see a little bit more time or be trusted a bit more. Marley Moore, who is the sophomore guard, had a solid show in that game. And then Neva Johnson off the bench. She came in and had a double-figure performance in that third-place game and looked like a good athlete as a junior. And this team, Heritage Hall-wise, Dakota, it seemed like they were a bit streaky at that time. I mean, there was parts of that game where they really lit us up from deep, and part of that was because Woodward had to crash on Amy Walker. So, you know, when she was out, I just don't know if their guards are really the strength for this Heritage Hall team, and it seems like that's where maybe Woodward has the advantage. Heritage Hall may have the size, but Woodward may have the strength in the guards.
I feel like without Annie Walker, the team just kind of falls apart, and it is kind of hard to function as a team together without her out there on the court. And, you know, her making those big-time plays and setting her teammates up for success. So when you take that out of the category, it kind of just shuts it all down.
Definitely so, and we saw that play out on a big level as well. I do want to remind everybody, the Woodward Hall of Fame, we're getting down the stretch on the deadline for nominations for the 2023 class. And if you need to know where to get a form or where you can grab a form, you could contact Athletic Director David Norton. Hit him up via email. He'll send you a form, as well as Assistant Athletic Director David Dunlap. You should be able to go online as well to the Woodward Athletics page, find the Hall of Fame tab, drop down box, and find a PDF to print out there. It's a great chance to nominate a former Boomer, a former student, whether it be a teacher, you know, anybody that has gone through the Woodward Public School system, teacher, student, athlete, team even. We've put in a couple teams already to the Hall of Fame in the first couple classes, and then, of course, contributors as well. There may be members of the community that have really helped Woodward come a long way, but that's always a neat deal. It's still fresh. Like I said, this should be the third class going in, so still relatively new, but definitely something that's, I think, already evolved into kind of a premier thing for, you know, Woodward supporters to look forward to, because as we've talked about, when you can go back and honor your history, right, and kind of give some of those students, teachers, whoever it may be, somebody to say, hey, that's the kind of legacy I want to leave, I should say, when I leave Woodward. That's always something cool to look up to.
It's kind of cool that they made a Hall of Fame finally, and it's kind of cool just to see everyone that's been put in it, and for all the people that are going to be in it is going to be even more cool. Absolutely,
because there will be some stories written, I'm sure, you know, legacies to be had. So, again, the deadline for those, February 15th. Get those in if you have any nominations that you want to put in. Well, the girls have taken the court, get some warm-up shots in, and getting it kind of ready. It's an interesting gym here, Dakota. You know, Heritage Hall, being in the city, it's a private school, but I'll call it, I guess, one of the older private schools kind of in the area. It's been around for a minute. It's not super old by any stretch, but their gym's kind of a little bit more, you know, old school in that sense as well. Got the hardwood that's a little bit more traditional. We're going to visit here from the Woodward manager, Angel, checking in on us. He's up and about. But I don't know, it's just kind of a neat environment. It does remind you pointed it out to me off air. Kind of reminds me of Alva a little bit, right? That's what you had said, where it's a little bit more open, a little bit more free. And that'll be interesting because the Boomers will be at Alva on Tuesday. That'll be a trip up there.
Setting them up for a good game.
So maybe this will help them kind of get used to it, because Alva's got that one end that's got the whole back open to the cafeteria area, and this one's kind of more of an open gym in that sense, where the goals aren't necessarily right up against the wall, so to speak. So maybe get you a little bit prepared for that. But with that said, we'll step aside for another break as both teams continue to warm up here, and we'll break down the matchup further, talk about some keys to look forward to for the Boomers to come out with a win here tonight. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Boomer TV and Z92.
Red Injury Funeral Home reminds us, we know too often our veterans and military spouses have trouble finding jobs. Join the Alliance to support our transitioning vets and their families. If you're an employer, take advantage of their skills. Hire smart and hire vets. That message presented by Red Injury Funeral Home, the funeral home that offers quiet dignity and reverence combined with consideration for both the wishes of the departed and the bereaved family. In time of sorrow, rely on Red Injury Funeral Home at 105 East Gary England Avenue in Seattle.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward. Attention Expo Farm Expo exhibitors, booth space is now available. It's the K101 and Z92 Home and Agribusiness Trade Show, and it's coming to the Woodward County Event Center and Fairgrounds March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd. Now in our 39th year, this show features 2 exhibitor buildings plus outside exhibitor space and will host an extensive variety of agriculture products and farm equipment. Also, home improvement ideas, clothing, communication and entertainment products, ATVs, lawn and garden, new and used automobiles, plus arts and crafts and great food vendors. Thousands annually rely on Expo Farm Expo to see a wide variety and selection of products and services that only a show of this size can offer. Booth space is now available by calling 580-256-4101. That's 580-256-4101. Don't miss out. Reserve your space today for the Tri-State's largest spring home and farm show and be part of Expo Farm Expo 2023. Coming to the Woodward County Fairgrounds Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd. It's food, folks, and fun with K101.
And welcome back to Boomer Basketball here on Z92. Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you as we get set for the Boomers to take on the Heritage Hall Chargers. Girls up first, and we broke down a little bit of the team, talked about the previous matchup. Do want to mention Parker Cassell, Heritage Hall's head coach. Dakota kind of replacing a legacy, if you will, for Heritage Hall. Like he is a first-year head coach for them, so I don't think we really touched on that in the first matchup. It is, you know, Coach Lacey Moore's been around, obviously, as an assistant, but her first year as head coach, Parker Cassell's first year as a head coach, and he took over a very successful program. I mean, on both sides, for all intents and purposes, you can't let these records fool you. And we saw that in the Jones tournament at Heritage Hall. They're always going to play a super tough schedule, and for the most part, they win those games. This year's been a little bit different as both sides are kind of rebuilding to a degree, but usually this is one of the top basketball programs for either side in all the state.
Wow.
And I know we'll talk about with the boys some of those achievements when we get to it, because you had, I mean, you were listening off to me earlier, did some good research on that.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and they were 3A football champions this year on the boys' side. They've been, tennis is kind of their main thing, so, you know, they have a lot of multi-sport athletes, so it's always something you got to watch out for if we're talking about Heritage Hall. But I do want to take some time here real quick to thank our great sponsors with us. High Plains Tire, who is a gold sponsor and a sponsor of the Boomer Coaches Show. Topcat Formal Wear and Accessories. Dairy Queen, who is our halftime sponsor. Caleb Roach Insurance. Great Plains National Bank. Dr. Chrisley Mosley. First Republican Tile Company. Triple Clean Car Wash. Lions Radio Shack. KFC Taco Bell. The Bearded Barber. And Long Shots Bar and Grill, who is our Coaches Show host. Cannot do without them. Dakota, I guess the big question is, what are the Boomers going to have to do in this game, you think, to win the rematch here? We talked about getting off to a fast start, but X's and O's wise, what are some things that you would like to see them be able to do to be able to get that advantage on Heritage Hall?
Well, the first thing is it's kind of a big one. You don't have home court advantage, so this place is going to get a little louder.
It's not neutral site, yeah.
Yeah,
like
and then
time,
you take a look at that at the neutral site. Well, there was not very many people.
It wasn't the biggest crowd we've seen at Jones. It was kind of
it was pretty empty. It seemed like for the most part. Besides when Jones was playing, obviously, and I feel like these girls they're good at taking the pressure. Most places they travel to. But I feel like this team they can take down, but they're gonna have to outrun and play this team, because if you get Annie Walker and man, if she gets no fouls, it's going to be a struggle. But at the same time, you have Avery Edwards back. You're starting to find some players off the JV squad that are starting to make a difference. So it could go either way, Tyler, but I just feel like Woodward's not going to have to worry too much about what they're going to have to do to win. I feel like they've prepared their team enough. They have a good enough season, and they played some way harder teams that I feel like Heritage Hall might have, like Weatherford. I don't know if them two have faced off, but Weatherford's probably one of the hardest teams that I think Woodward has played, and I feel like we can take care of business tonight, but we're going to have to outplay them at home.
Well, the thing I am interested to see what adjustment is made from Tuesday night, just simply because Coach Moore and the players mentioned it, those offensive rebounds, right? Knowing that Annie Walker, I remember in that first game, in the third-place game, not only did she have 8 points in the first quarter, she had about 2 or 3 blocks, and it seemed like 7 or 8 rebounds. Now, we got her in foul trouble. She finished with just 8 points, so that was big. But, man, this is, another test to see how good can you handle size, knowing that you don't have a lot of it yourself on the Woodward side. If you could clamp down on those second chance points and make sure you limit those, that seemed to be a thing that got Heritage Hall going in the first matchup. And I know Coach Moore and crew will have harped on it. They've, quite frankly, been talking about it all season long, defending the glass. But if you could just limit it a bit better, they gave up 24 is what they said, offensive rebounds.
Yeah, I think we just need to get kind of to off to a faster start, scoring points-wise. And, another little side note to add is the Heritage Hall girls coming into this are 1-3 at home.
Right.
So,
which is opposite. I understand what you're saying. Their boys
yep, the boys are 3-0 at home. Right. So, and they just it's not looking the best for these girls this year, but for Woodward, you got to take advantage of that, and you can't let it slip. We've talked about it on the coaches show. You cannot play down to another team's level, Tyler.
Right.
You don't want to go in and, for instance, play a team that you beat by 50 last time, right? And then get beat by, however many points.
Well, we saw it with Guyman, right?
Yeah.
You won by what?
30.
30
plus.
And then you turn around and you lose at home. And albeit
by 1.
It's the road environment and everything, but that's the point.
But you talk about Guyman, man. You go there, it is one of the hardest place to play for the girls as well as the boys, it seems like.
Yeah.
It always comes down to the wire.
Definitely so, and I believe we should be getting to our national anthem and starting lineups here. Oh, yes, I did forget as well. It is senior night here at Heritage, also. I'll be honoring that, but here is the national anthem. Now here are the starting lineups for both teams. 5, team junior number 22, Riley Moore. Head coach for the Lady Boomers is Lacey Moore. And now, starting lineups for your Heritage Hall Lady Chargers. 5'8", junior number 4, Alea Johnson. 5'7", sophomore, number 5, Marley Moore. 5'6", senior number 10, Olivia Walker. 5'7", senior number 22, Lucy Sullivan. And in the post, the 5'10", senior number 45, Annie Walker. And there are the starting lines for both teams there. Going over the Boomers here one more time. Lily Luckett, Desley Pfeiffer, Jocelyn Treese, Bradley Douglas Fisher, and Riley Moore. It looks like the Boomers will kind of bring Avery Edwards in a bit slowly tonight. She is suited up, but not going to start, so maybe just wanted to be a bit cautious with her.
That's probably the smartest thing to do, you know, especially come after injury like that where you thought it was season ending, you know, but.
For Heritage Hall, it's Nevia Johnson, Marley Moore, Olivia Walker, Lucille Sullivan, and Annie Walker, the 5 there. So both teams ready to go. 8 minutes are on the clock. The Boomers wearing the row black uniforms, black jerseys, black shorts, gold trim, white numbers, and text. For Heritage Hall wearing the home whites with the white jerseys, short tips in the air. It's Leslie Pfeiffer versus Annie Walker. The Boomers have won it. They're going left to right in this first half. Heritage Hall going right to left. At the top, Jocelyn Treese with it. She'll give it over to Pfeiffer on the right wing. Now in the right corner to Riley Moore. Moore swings it back around to Lily Luckett, who has it at the top. She'll dribble it back over to Moore. Comes back to Douglas Fisher up top. To Moore in the corner to Pfeiffer. She'll try to turn a drive there from the top of the key. Gets cut off below the right wing. Boomers have to work it back out now and swing it around. Lily Luckett with it at the top of the key. She gives it to Moore. Moore going to turn a drive on Walker. Goes up for the shot's no good, but a foul. And this will be interesting to see who they get is Nevia Johnson and Walker were there. And they get Johnson. So it'll be Johnson's first, team first for Heritage Hall, and it'll be 2 free throws here for Riley Moore to begin things.
And that's what we like to see, her getting off to an early start.
Yeah, good aggressiveness
especially
there.
From the line.
Yes, sir. See if she can get those in. First one up, and that is good. So the Boomers on the board first with Riley Moore's free throw. She'll have another upcoming. 7:26 to go in the first quarter. Second free throw up for Moore, and that one a bit strong, no good. Rebound taken by Walker, and Heritage Hall will push the other way, as it will be Marley Moore trying to take it up the court. She's cut off, gets across the timeline though. There to Lucille Sullivan, who drives into the lane, puts up a little baby hook and gets it in. Scooped it up in there, and the foul. So Lucille Sullivan will have an and one. And they get Riley Moore with it, so that's her first, team first. And Dakota Sullivan with the answer on the other end for Heritage Hall.
Riley Moore really thought that was on her, but Douglas Fisher kind of flabbergasted it was on her instead.
They called more. Free throw, no good there for Sullivan. So 2-1, Chargers on top. Boomers the other way. Pfeiffer with it, top of the key. She gets cut off. Now has to go left wing to Luckett. Over to Moore. Moore going to try to get to the free throw line. Kicks out to Luckett. Loses the handle, saves it, but gets turned over to Lucille Sullivan. She'll take it the other way. Now they feed ahead to Olivia Walker inside to Annie Walker for the drive, the layup, and gets it to go. So Annie Walker on the board with 2, and it's 4-1 now. Heritage Hall on top. Boomers the other way. Lily Luckett left wing down to the corner to Riley Moore. Top of the key to Treese. Over to Pfeiffer, or excuse me, Douglas Fisher. She'll take the 3 from the right wing. That's no good. Rebound, Riley Moore puts it back up and in inside the paint.
That was such a confident shot right there.
Just nice and in rhythm off the rebound. And Moore's got all 3 points so far for the Boomers. It is 4-3. Heritage Hall the other way. Sullivan with it. Kicks it across to Olivia Walker for the layup. She blew it. He'll get to go. Douglas Fisher with the rebound, and she's fouled on the rebound. They will get Marley Moore with that foul. So that's her first, team second for Heritage Hall. Boomers get it back. Trailing 4-3 with 6:05 to go here in the first quarter. Leslie Pfeiffer will have the dribble, trying to get it across the timeline. It does. Check there by Olivia Walker. Pfeiffer trying to drive at the top of the key. Now picks up the dribble, needs help. Pitches over to Riley Moore in the left wing. Moore going to drive, puts up another shot. That one too strong, though, just outside the paint. And a save attempt by Lily Luckett to no avail, as they'll say she's out of bounds and be back to Heritage Hall.
Good effort, though, you know, trying to save that ball, trying to get your team another offensive possession.
And I don't mind the look there by Riley Moore, considering she's made a similar shot. Heritage Hall the other way. Moore with it up top. She'll feed it now to Annie Walker at the right elbow. Back to Moore. She'll take a three straight away, and that one a bit too strong. Rebound. Desley Pfeiffer took it over Riley Douglas Fisher. Pfeiffer races down the court now, has some numbers, gets to the paint, puts up the floater, and it's good.
And that's what we like to see, you know, Desley getting off early.
And that's her first bucket. The Boomers retake the lead, 5-4 now, with 5:20 to go in the first quarter, and a turnover as Lily Luckett able to strip it away off a double team. Treese will have it. The Boomers will back it out a little bit and set up. Riley Moore gets on the left wing. Has a dribble to work with. Now starts to use it. She'll take it to the top of the key. Crossover. Attacking on Walker. Kicks out to Luckett on the wing. Now on the left corner back to Moore. Tries to throw it inside. Douglas Fisher. Pass too strong. It's stolen away. Lucille Sullivan comes up with it. And here goes Heritage Hall as Annie Walker races down the right side of the court. Tries to get through a double team. And they'll say she's fouled as she was trying to get to the paint. Riley Moore and Desley Pfeiffer were there, and they get Riley Moore. And that should be her second, team second. So inbound here. Three on the way from Olivia Walker. And that one wild and strong. A good rebound on the backside by Jocelyn Treese. Lily Luckett now has it down the right side for the Boomers. Loses the handle momentarily. I'll say it's poked away by Marley Moore. We'll stay here with Boomers. And Dakota, you called it. Lexi Mendel will get an early opportunity here. She'll take out Lily Luckett.
Yep, I think.
Nope, we'll take out Riley Moore. Okay, so Moore will come out with her two fouls. And it'll be Luckett, or excuse me, it'll be Mendel in for Moore. Luckett stays on the court. So Treese sits inbound for the Boomers. Goes to Douglas Fisher. They try to hit a cutting Pfeiffer. She has a kick out to Luckett. Left corner three. That one a bit strong, no good. Rebound taken on the backside by a fresh into the ball game, Lainey Portman. Portman down into the paint below the free throw line. Took the shot and nailed it. And the foul. She'll go to the free throw line. So an and one for Lady Portman straight off the bench. And they'll get Mendel for the foul.
Vesley says, that's not a foul. Shake it off, kid.
So another and one opportunity here for the Chargers as they now retake the lead 6-5. Portman, a couple dribbles. She'll dip shoot the free throw, and it's good. Sportman has three, and the Heritage Hall is up 7-5. Boomers the other way. Luckett on the left wing with it. Dribble it to the top of the key. Not pressured. Gives it to middle beside her. Now to the right corner to Treese. Treese dumps it into Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer with a little up fake. Gets tripped up, though, loses the handle. It's stolen away. Moore with it the other way for the Chargers. Into the paint. Leads it to Douglas Fisher for the shot. Kate gets to go. Rebound on the backside by Johnson. Doesn't go. And now Mendel comes away with it for the Boomers. Throws ahead to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer doesn't have the numbers. Tries to get through a double team. Puts up the shot. Gets fouled. Shot no good. But Desley Pfeiffer to the line for two free throws.
Tyler, I was just about to let you know Desley Pfeiffer is about to go, I think, all out after that missed call there. She gave the ref the look.
We talked about with her Wednesday, like, you know, what causes that rage moment, you know.
Just the look.
How she controls it, yeah.
As soon as you see it, you know that it's game on.
First free throw, good for Pfeiffer. She's got three. Trying to see who they got that foul on for Heritage Hall. It looks like it was Lucille Sullivan because she's got one. Second free throw for Pfeiffer. That's good. She's got four in the ball game, and it's all tied up, 7-all. Boomer presses on now as Heritage Hall takes it away. Portman gets cut off. Now has a feed over to Moore cross court. Pfeiffer races in, knocks it out of bounds. Sticks with Heritage Hall, but Dakota, there it is.
I mean, I told you, it's coming.
So inbound here for Marley Moore and Heritage Hall from the far side. She'll throw in the backcourt to Portman. Portman will dribble it up, guarded by Lexi Mendel. One-on-one there. No hesitation to get the double dribble. So Lexi Mendel got in her face and forced Portman to commit the double dribble.
And she says, that's on me, that's on me.
So the Boomers get it right back. 7-all here, 3:45 to go in the first quarter. Leslie Pfeiffer with the dribble. She'll take it across the timeline with the jog. Now goes left wing to Lily Luckett. Luckett feeds it up top to Mendel. Mendel going to try to attack from there. Goes to the right side. Now swings back up top to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer bounces down to Treese on the right elbow. She's double teamed. Handoff back to Pfeiffer. Drive, feed down to Douglas Fisher. Late kick out to Luckett for a three. That one's strong, no good. Rebound. Treese will try to save it, but they'll say she's out of bounds. And it's back to Heritage Hall. Luckett tried to step into that one, just giving it a little too much there.
Yep.
So for Heritage Hall now, quick substitution as Reagan Creamer will come into the ballgame for the first time, sitting Eva Johnson. Heritage Hall the other way, Moore with it on the left wing. Now bounce down into Annie Walker. Kick out to Creamer. They work around to Portman for three from the right wing. That splashes.
And she's
Portman
holding it up.
bench. Yeah, she is. She's got 6 of the Heritage Hall 10 off the bench.
We need a three-pointer right here.
2:50 to go in the first. Moves the other way. Elbow. Douglas Fisher now up top to Luckett. Luckett backs it out with the dribble. Picked up by Creamer. Now goes to Mendel, who's guarded by Portman. Mendel feeds it to Douglas Fisher over to Pfeiffer along 2 on the way from left side. That's no good. Rebound on the backside taken by Annie Walker. Heritage Hall will go the other way. They feed ahead now to Sullivan. Sullivan into the paint, kicks out to Creamer left wing, inside to Portman. Puts a move on Douglas Fisher, goes for the hook shot. That's no good. Rebound taken by Briley Douglas Fisher. Boomers will push. Douglas Fisher in transition down the right side, gets checked up. On the wing, needs some help, throws a pass, and Pfeiffer comes and gets it. Pfeiffer drives, kicks back to Douglas Fisher. 3 right wing, that one's short. Rebound fought for. Mendel got a hand on it. Now on the floor, Treese with it. Somehow kicks it out the middle and gets handed off to Luckett. And they get poked away and stolen by Reagan Creamer. No, travel, they say. It's back to the Boomers.
Coach is wanting to push.
Yeah, I thought Creamer they were going to call a foul there. She got crashed to the floor.
Moore's clapping her hands. She likes it.
So Woodward gets the possession back, I guess technically. Inbound will go to Thesley Pfeiffer. She'll go left wing to Luckett. Luckett goes into the corner to Treese, but picked off and stolen. That's taken by Moore. Moore racing the other way for Heritage Hall, guarded by Pfeiffer, and Pfeiffer almost steals away, forces Moore to the floor, and a jump ball. And that gets the Boomer bench up and cheering as a possession error, I believe. We'll keep it here, if I'm not mistaken, with Heritage Hall. And it does. But still, Dakota, you like to see the effort from Thursday.
Oh, yeah. She tracked her down.
So 10-7, Heritage Hall on top with a minute 45 to go in the first quarter, and they have the inbound. Moore looking, count is on. It's getting close now as they go up top to Portman. Portman guarded by Mendel. She'll try to drive, gets cut off, swings it in the corner to Moore for 3. That one banks off the glass, almost goes in, but it's out. Rebounded though by Laney Portman. She tries to go up, and a jump ball forced by the Boomers as there's 3 of them there. Portman frustrated, but you're not going to get the call just going up in the crowd of 3.
No, you had 3 Boomers, and they all knew exactly what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's not going to work.
So it's back to Woodward after the series of misses and eventually the jump ball. Pfeiffer with her across the timeline now on the right side. Picks up the dribble, needs some help, and a push. Oh, they're going to call an offensive foul. So wait, we got dueling calls. We had a push here on the ball, and then they called an offensive foul.
It's going to be. It was first contact made by Woodward.
And they called Treese.
Yeah, it happened, and then after that is when.
So unfortunate for the Boomers. Treese picks up her first, and it's Heritage Hall ball. Moore with it on the right wing now. She'll drive, feed down to Walker. Walker kicks out to Sullivan, top of the key. She'll drive, going to the corner to Creamer for 3. That one off the top of the backboard. Rebound fought for. Sullivan comes up with it. They kick it back to Annie Walker. Now to Moore. A little step back 3 straight away. That's good. Oh, my.
She likes it.
It's the second three-pointer in the quarter for Heritage Hall. They now lead 13-7. Under a minute to go. Pfeiffer will drive, and they'll say she'll get fouled as she went into the paint. They'll say it's on the floor, though, I believe.
White 5, that's Marley.
That is Moore. Her second. Team fourth. Both teams with 4 fouls apiece in this first quarter. Be Briley Douglas Fisher on the inbounds beneath the right block for the Boomers. She'll look, throw it into Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer will up and under move, puts it up off glass and in.
That's her specialty. That's her signature there.
Vintage Thesley Pfeiffer.
Oh, yeah.
6 of the 9 for Boomers. Now Steele taking right back. Mendel with it on the right wing. Gets cut off, though. Needs some help. Finally finds Treese in the right corner. She'll tee up the 3. It's open, and it's offline. No good. Rebound on the backside by Portman. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Portman down the right side for Heritage Hall. Euro step through the lane. Shots blocked, though, by Pfeiffer.
Out of bounds.
And out of bounds by Portman. Yes, sir. Great job by Thesley. Just get a hand in there and block the shot. So the Boomers get it back with 20 seconds to go down the quarter, trailing 13-9. Pfeiffer, the slow dribble across the timeline, 15 seconds to go. Probably going to hold here for the final shot. Count is all, though. She has passed out to Mendel. 10 seconds now. Mendel with the dribble. Tries to go Douglas Fisher. Pass, though, is too strong. It's stolen away by Heritage Hall. Now they push 4 seconds. Walker across the timeline, 2 seconds. Takes a heave of a three, and that's offline, no good. And that's how we end the first quarter. Heritage Hall will have a 13-9 lead over the Boomers. We'll step aside for a break. Come back for the second quarter. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward.
Parents, do you want your teen to be a safe driver? Enroll them today in Oklahoma's free online Work Zone Safe course for teen drivers at www.workzonesafe.com. Your teen will learn to be a safe driver in a work zone and be eligible to win scholarships, sports tickets, and more. Visit www.workzonesafe.com to learn more and enroll your teen today. WorkZoneSafe.com.
And welcome back to Boomer Basketball here on Z92 and Boomer TV. Dakota Wagner and Tyler Riggs with you as we begin the second quarter. Heritage Hall has possession. They got Portman on the right elbow. She'll try to take a step-back shot. That's short, no good, and out of bounds back to the Boomers.
Had to be a hand on that shot, Tyler.
It looked like it. I couldn't quite tell for sure, but I think so with the way the ball fell short. So the Boomers get it back, trailing 13-9, just underway here in the second quarter. Pfeiffer feeds over to Avery Edwards. It's in the ball game for the first time. Over to Mendel on the left corner. Back up to Pfeiffer on the left wing. Pfeiffer throws inside to Douglas Fisher. Now to Treese on the right wing. Back into Douglas Fisher. Working on Johnson. Puts up the shot from there on the post. That's no good. Rebound. Mendel had it, but couldn't corral it. And it's out of bounds. Back to Heritage Hall.
Yep, she came down with it, and then just the ball was just too much, and it rolled off her fingertips.
After that first quarter, Thesley Pfeiffer had 6 points for the Boomers, 3 for Riley Moore. Heritage Hall is being led by Laney Portman, who has 6 off the bench for the Chargers. Heritage Hall with it the other way. Walker, right wing, now up top to Annie Walker. To Creamer on the left side. She'll try to drive, gets cut off. Goes up top to Olivia Walker now. Over to Annie Walker on the right wing. Go cross court left wing to Sullivan. She'll drive, goes up for the shot.
Block.
A block as Douglas Fisher was trying to step in there and take the charge.
Coach Moore she's asking a couple questions, but maybe she didn't have her feet set.
It's always one of those bang calls when it's that low.
It's always a close call, they say.
Yep. So Lucille Sullivan at the line now for Heritage Hall. Douglas Fisher did pick up her first foul, 15th foul for the Boomers in the half. First free throw for Sullivan. That one too strong, no good. So remains 13-9. Both teams a little sluggish offensively right now, I would say. Second free throw coming for Sullivan. That one no good as well. Rebound gets tipped around and comes down to Jocelyn Treese. She'll hand off to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer down the left side ahead. A Redridge still tee up the three. That one no good as it bounces on top of the backboard. It'll go back to Heritage Hall. Bounced off the rim. So, hey, got to appreciate Avery though coming in shooting, Dakota.
Yeah, I mean it was a long time. It feels like she's been away. Not that long, but.
Heritage Hall the other way. Annie Walker with it top of the key. Gets double teamed, throws away pass. Pfeiffer picks it off. Now the Boomers will push back. Pfeiffer ahead to Avery Edwards. Back to Pfeiffer inside. And she almost gets it stripped away. They'll say jump ball as Lucille Sullivan got the hands in there to force the jump ball. It will stay with the Boomers on the possession arrow. So it'll be Riley Douglas Fisher on the inbounds beneath the right block. She'll throw it into Pfeiffer in the paint for the shot, and that's good. Pfeiffer from just outside the right block. Made it look easy. She's got 8. 6:27 to go in the half. Heritage Hall back the other way, leading 13-11. Kramer goes right wing to Olivia Walker. Walker up top to Sullivan. They swing it to Annie Walker. Left wing, she'll drive, kick it back to Creamer in the corner. Creamer takes a bit of a awkward-looking three, and now it's off the top of the backboard. Rebound came down to Pfeiffer. Boomers will push. Pfeiffer across the timeline. Goes left wing to middle. Now the corner, or excuse me, right wing to middle. Right corner now to Edwards. Edwards cross court left wing to Treese in the corner of the middle. Tees up the three. Catch and shoot. That would have been strong. But on the backside, Edwards with the rebound. Puts it up. And she's fouled. Goes to the free throw line for 2 shots. That's Annie Walker's first. Team 5th now for Heritage Hall. And a chance here for Avery Edwards to get some points in her first game back and potentially tied up. First free throw, good. So Avery Edwards back to the scorebook. Does have a bit of tape still on that, what has been the injured ankle, looks like. Second free throw up, and that one good as well. So Avery makes both, and we tied up 13 all here with 5:50 to go in the half. Heritage Hall has it back the other way, Moore with the dribble. Takes it across the timeline, left wing. She gets all the way inside the paint, puts up a bit of a prayer there. She took some contact, it was no good. Rebounded by the Boomers. Pfeiffer head to Edwards for the layup, and good. Nice dish from Desley to Avery, and Avery with the finish. She's got 4 points.
She's not 100%, with the ankle, but she is sure putting out the effort.
Definitely so. Now pass thrown away as Annie Walker just fired it into the Boomer bench looking for Lucille Sullivan, but Desley was all over Sullivan. And now Coach Cassell doesn't like it as the Boomer momentum has come along here as they've taken the lead 15-13 with 5:27 to go in the half. We'll take the timeout with them. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
For Native American children living in poverty, there are very few opportunities. But at St. Joseph's Indian School, they have a chance to dream.
I can dream of sharing my culture with the world. I could become a nurse and help other people feel better too.
I can dream of riding into a brighter future.
Since 1927, St. Joe's has provided a path to a brighter future through education for Native American children. Learn more at stjo.org today.
And welcome back to the basketball here on Z92. As Boomers lead 15-13 and have the ball after the timeout. Avery Edwards has it on the right wing. She gets cut off, goes up top to Lexi Mendel, and Pfeiffer almost collide. Mendel hands it off to Pfeiffer, who is behind her. Pfeiffer now going to try to attack from the top of the key, gets spun around, passing it out, and now pass tipped as Treese was trying to find Edwards. Olivia Walker stepped in and knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Boomers. Inbound will go to Pfeiffer. High, top of the key. Checked by Olivia Walker. Counts on. She starts the dribble, gets a double screen. And Walker runs over Avery Edwards. And that'll be a foul on Olivia Walker. That will be her first, team 6th. One more, and the Boomers will be in the bonus the rest of the way of this 4:44 in the first half. Again, the inbounds goes to Pfeiffer. High, top of the key. Goes over to Edwards now on the right wing. She'll turn drive, try to feed it to Fisher. Does. And the shot no good, but Fisher fouled. Great dime there by Avery Edwards, Dakota.
Yeah, that was a beautiful, kind of like fake pass she did there and whipped it around there to Fisher. But, man, Fisher almost had a good look there, Tyler. Almost fell.
They had to foul her hard to get it. So Douglas Fisher at the line for 2 free throws.
Avery Edwards, I think, is going to come out here.
Good return to action for Avery Edwards. Some good hard minutes there. As Riley Moore will come in. Avery tests that ankle after the run of play there. Douglas Fisher did make the first free throw. Second one all the way, and that goes in as well. So Riley on the board with 2 points. And the Boomers lead 17-13 now. And they are in the bonus the rest of the way here in the 4:30 in this first half. Heritage Hall on the right wing with it. Olivia Walker. Checked by Lexi Mendel. Now on top to Annie Walker. Over to Johnson on the right wing. She'll try to drive baseline. Gets cut off by Treese. Right wing to Annie Walker, loses the handle, feeds it over to Olivia, pass too strong, it's out of bounds, back to the Boomers, that pressure getting to Heritage Hall.
And that's what Coach Moore likes to see, the defense. It's something that has been kind of all year round that she's really been working on.
Well, just keeping it consistent is the big deal. Riley Moore with all the inbounds, goes left wing to middle, now feeds Pfeiffer, she's cut into the paint, dumps it down to Douglas Fisher for the layup, no good, but she's fouled hard, I believe that's going to be on Annie Walker. And so that'd be her second, and it is. So Walker with 2 fouls. Only has 2 points so far in the ball game. The Boomers have done a good job on her.
And she's going to have to come take a seat.
we'll see how Coach Cassell treats it. It kind of gives her a little bit more rope at times. First free throw for Douglas Fisher up, and that rattles in.
Free throws are a fallen, Tyler.
That they are, and it will be Ada Walker-Sidney along with Lucille Sullivan back into the ball game. Lady Portman and Reagan Creamer for Heritage Hall. Douglas Fisher's second free throw on the way. That one good as well, so she's made 4 straight free throws. And the Boomers lead 19-13 now with 3:55 to go in the half. Portman across the timeline. Checked there by Mendel up top. Has to go to Moore. Moore drives, stops, takes a right wing jumper. That's no good. Rebound taken by Pfeiffer. Fought for it. Pfeiffer pushing the other way down the right side. Ahead to Mendel. Right wing. Flips it back to Pfeiffer up top. She'll drive on Walker. Drives, kicks out to Treese for 3. That one's strong, no good. Rebound on the backside, though, taken by Douglas Fisher. She's double-teamed. Feeds it to Pfeiffer. And a hard push there by Olivia Walker. And Thesley just rolls away, says, I'm not taking that hand. Because Thesley's going to the line for free throws now. It should be a 1-1 here. Yep, 1-1. So that's the 9th team foul on Heritage Hall. And the second on Walker.
Thus gave that look to Walker there, like, okay, I see how it is.
That, yeah. I say she ignored the hand. She just army rolled it out of there.
Oh,
like
yeah,
front end of the 1-1, good. So Thesley will get another here.
One thing you don't want to do, Tyler, is make her mad not once, but twice.
Yeah. And dare tip a third time.
Because a 20-piece is coming.
Maybe a 40-piece. Second free throw, good. Thesley with 10 in the ball game now. Boomers up 21-13. Top the key. Heritage Hall the other way with it. Portman has it on
jump
the right
ball?
wing and almost a jump ball for us, but she gets out of it. Feeds back to Moore behind her. Moore going to try to drive. Gets cut off again. Now she has to go to the baseline. It'll be knocked off or knocked out of bounds by Riley Moore and stay here with Heritage Hall.
Has Heritage Hall even scored in the second half, Tyler?
In the second quarter,
or second quarter, my bad.
Inbound, we'll go to Portman. A step back 3, a deep one, and that one's strong, no good. Rebound taken by Riley Moore. The Boomers will push the other way, forcing some long shots over the Boomers. Top the key, Moore with it. Now right wing or right corner, I should say, to Treese. Treese going to try to drive, gets to the free throw line, kicks out to Middle, up top. Middle feeds back to Treese. They'll reset the offense. 2:50 to go in the first half. Boomers on top, 21-13. Pfeiffer with it. She'll try to drive, hands off to Moore on the left wing. Moore works it back up top. Now goes to Douglas Fisher on the right wing. Little give and go back inside to Moore. Puts up a tough shot. It's no good, but she's fouled as her and Creamer collide. Creamer, I don't think, can believe that foul's on her, as Moore kind of was the aggressor, but they will get Creamer. So Reagan Creamer picks up her first foul. Should be team 9th, I believe, now for Heritage Hall. Have to check, but Riley Moore at the line for 2 free throws.
Kramer's pleading her case over there, Tyler.
She is. First free throw, no good for Moore. Yeah, she came up a little upset, but she's the smaller girl out of her and Riley Moore, and I think it was just
she's still shaking her head and walking around. She's not happy.
They'll say no shot lane violation on the Boomers, even though Riley Moore made it. Unfortunately, that doesn't count, so still 21-13. And that was the Chargers' 10th team foul, so double bonus the rest of the way for the last 2:30 for the Boomers. Heritage Hall with it. Portman top the key. She'll try to drive. Drives past a couple Boomers. Puts up a shot. Almost goes.
They're forcing shots.
It was a forcer. Treese gets the rebound. Ahead to Middle. Middle slips it over to Douglas Fisher for the layup. Doesn't go. Pfeiffer, though, gets in there, gets the board, puts it back up and in.
Pfeiffer, she knew she was going to have to take it herself, and she did.
Ripped it away from her own teammate, Lexi Middle. Pfeiffer with 12. Heritage Hall the other way. Woodward on top now by 10, 23-13. Moore has it top the key. Feeds over to Portman. Portman trying to drive, guarded tightly by Mendel. Has to kick over to Moore. A deep 3 from there by Marley Moore, right wing. That's no good. And a push by Laney Portman on the rebound as Pfeiffer took it. It'll be 2 free throws for Thesley. So again, though, Dakota, how about this in the second quarter right now? Woodward is on a, let's see here, dare I say, 14-0 run right now, as it was 13-9 at the end of the first quarter, and we have another timeout here by Heritage Hall. We'll keep it here.
A little similar thing that we saw at Jones when Heritage Hall kind of goes off the cold end, Tyler, and they can't find nothing. Nothing's working defensively, nothing's working offensively, and the coach is getting frustrated.
Well, the shot quality has not been very good for Heritage Hall.
Not consistent after the first quarter either.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of that is the Woodward defense. Heritage Hall is either having to chuck it up from deep 3 or Woodward is forcing them to drive in for some tough layups, basically, where those are even heavily contested. So it's been picture-perfect defense just about here for the Boomers in the second quarter. And if they could pitch a shutout, that'd be a big statement going into halftime here.
Yeah, I think that's something that Coach Moore would love for it to happen, but a minute 49 and then after a timeout taken here, I feel like they're gonna, score something. Maybe 2 points, but they're gonna try hard.
We'll have the timeout. Desley Pfeiffer will be at the line for 2 free throws, as it was a foul before the timeout by Laney Portman.
Trying to take a 12-point lead here. That would be pretty comfortable with a minute 49 left.
Would be pretty comfortable.
That'd be pretty comfortable.
Portman's, that was her first foul for the Chargers. The Pfeiffer at the line, already with 12 points in this first half, trying to add to it. First free throw good. So she's now got 13, matching her number. Going for the second one here. Dip shoots, and that goes well. So Desley makes both. She's got 14. The Boomers lead by 12, 25-13, with a minute 45 to go in the half. Marley Moore with it the other way for the Chargers. Goes to Kramer down the corner to Sullivan. Sullivan walks it back up to Moore. They swing it to Amy Walker on the right wing. Kramer takes it up top. Boomers in the zone. Pfeiffer almost comes away with the steal as Kramer tried to feed it over to Moore. Got knocked out of bounds and stayed with Heritage Hall. Minute 30 to go in the half. Heritage Hall with the inbounds from the Boomer bench. She'll go into Moore on the left corner. And she bounces a dangerous pass. Almost lost, but picked up. Now they throw it into Amy Walker in the post. She has to kick it back out, though. That pass strong, and it's out of bounds back to the Boomers. Walker was uncomfortable in the post. Threw a wild pass. It's another turnover for the Lady Chargers.
And, man, what a shutout it has been in the second quarter, Tyler.
Just about picture-perfect defense for the Boomers.
Just about.
So in the right corner now, Lexi Mendel with it. Up top to Lily Luckett. She'll feed it over to Therese beside her. Down to Pfeiffer left wing. Minute to go in the half. Pfeiffer has a dribble, hasn't used it yet. Now dumps it into Douglas Fisher. Out to Luckett in the right wing. In the right corner to Mendel. Inside as it passed to Douglas Fisher. She's double teamed though. Mendel in right corner for 3. Just a bit strong, no good. Rebound taken by Annie Walker. She'll push that away. No, it's steal by Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer goes back up and she's fouled. And Annie Walker very upset because that is her third foul.
And that's something that Coach Moore, I think, is happy about.
Well, it's what the difference was in the first game, right? Now, so far the Boomers have done a much better job in this first half than they did that first half.
They didn't get her on the hand. They got her on the face, Tyler. They hit Desley Pfeiffer right on the nose, I think is what he pointed out, because the coach was wanting to know what happened.
And that is Pfeiffer did make the first free throw. I'm not sure what they're getting a substitution as Walker will come in. Olivia Walker, as well as Johanna Bell for Heritage Hall, as Johnson and Walker come sit. Pfeiffer, though, for the second free throw. That one good as well.
Money.
So 27-13, Boomers on top. Desley with 16. She's outscored at Heritage Hall here in this first half by herself. 40 seconds to go. Marley Moore with it on the right wing for the Chargers. Now up top to Kramer. Kramer with a crossover. Mendel almost pokes it away, but Kramer gets it back and feeds it to Bell behind her.
30
Bell
seconds.
to Olivia Walker. Now in the corner to Moore. Bounce pass inside to Sullivan. And they try to go baseline to Olivia Walker, but that's knocked out of bounds by the Boomers. With 22 seconds to go in the half.
Not only
still be Chargers ball.
22 seconds, Tyler, and they haven't scored in the second quarter.
It's a lot of pressure for Heritage Hall right now. Moore trying to inbound it. Gets into Kramer on the block. Kicks it out. Olivia Walker a deep 2 straight away. That's no good. Rebound taken by Douglas Fisher. And the Boomers push back the other way. Oh, nope. The pass too strong for Pfeiffer. It's into the Boomer bench.
That could have been a shutout second quarter right there, but
could have guaranteed it, yeah.
Let's see if they can do it. They're going to put Chloe Clements into the game, and she's going to take out
Desley for the last 11 seconds here. Coach Moore just trying to play it smart.
Yep.
Inbound will go to Marley Moore for Heritage Hall, guarded by Clements. Now by Luckett up top, right wing to Bell. Bell, 4 seconds, looking to shoot, can't. Moore has it, 2 seconds, 1. She can't get the shot up, and that's it. The Boomers complete the second quarter shutout and take a 27-13 lead into the break over at Heritage Hall. We'll step aside, come back with the Dairy Queen halftime show. We're listening to Boomer Basketball on Boomer TV and Z92.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last, like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2 tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward.
Are you searching for that perfect special attire? Look no further. The Top Cat Formal Wear and Accessories at 808 Main Street in Woodward. Top Cat has a beautiful line of bridal, special occasion, and prom dresses to choose from. With no two dresses alike, you'll always get that special look. They guarantee the perfect fit for tuxedos at no extra cost and carry menswear for all your needs. Visit TopCatFormal.com or call 580-256-2888 to book your appointment now. Store hours are 10 a.m. through 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and by appointment only on Saturday. Top Cat also offers layaway. Let Top Cat help you shine on your special day.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation, that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the OSSAA and the Oklahoma Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And welcome back to Boomer Basketball here on Z92. Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you, as the Boomers have a 27-13 lead here at the Dairy Queen halftime show and shut out Heritage Hall in that second quarter. Heritage Hall had won the first quarter 13-9 over the Boomers, but Woodward went on an 18-0 run in that second quarter to take this 14-point lead at the break. Dakota, looking at the stats, we know the reason why. Thesleigh Pfeiffer, 16 points in that first half for Woodward, 4 apiece for Briley Douglas Fisher and Avery Edwards, and Riley Moore with 3 for Heritage Hall. Scoring a bit sparse, Lainey Portman with 6 off the bench, 3 for Marley Moore, 2 apiece for Lucille Sullivan and Annie Walker. My goodness, what a second quarter there, though, Dakota, for the Boomers.
Putting a statement on, Tyler, trying to shut the door out early. Hey, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Coach Moore probably has a lot of confidence for her team right now.
Definitely so. I mean, you're kind of worried because it wasn't as slow of a start in the Jones tournament, but you were still down by 4, at the end of the first quarter. But that second quarter, it seemed like got Heritage Hall sped up in all sorts of ways, got them uncomfortable. I mean, how many deep threes did Heritage Hall heave to even try to get a look at the basket? And then again, when they tried to drive inside the paint, there really wasn't anything. There was a lot of forced shots even there.
Yeah, I was going to say, on that question you asked, how many forced shots? Too many, Tyler.
Yeah.
Way too many, and I feel like that's why the Boomers were so successful in that quarter was, just letting them take those silly shots and letting them get frustrated enough.
Shout out to Chris Godwin being the man. So if you're watching Boomer TV, you know why. But, yeah, no, I agree. It was crazy. Definitely crazy. One of probably the best quarter I think we've seen the Boomers play all season, just top to bottom. I mean,
defensively, offensively, everything.
Definitely so. So 27-13 here at the half. Boomers on top over Heritage Hall. We'll step aside for a quick break and come back with a few more keys to the second half for the Boomers to keep this lead and preview the boys matchup even a little bit for you as well. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
For the past 57 years, Klein Mechanical has served Woodward and Northwest Oklahoma for all your residential or commercial needs, including plumbing, HVAC, electrical, and construction. One call does it all. Klein Mechanical, 1301 Main Street, or give them a call at 256-5014. Good luck, Boomers.
For more than 20 years, Northwest Glass has served Northwest Oklahoma with all their glass and door needs, including vehicle and equipment, windshield replacements and chip repairs, rekeying locks, and window and door repairs and installations. Call 256-4324 or stop by 611 Texas Avenue for all your glass and door needs. Good luck, Boomers.
Attention Expo Farm Expo exhibitors, booth space is now available. It's the K101 and Z92 Home and Agribusiness Trade Show, and it's coming to the Woodward County Event Center and Fairgrounds March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd. Now in our 39th year, this show features 2 exhibitor buildings plus outside exhibitor space and will host an extensive variety of agriculture products and farm equipment. Also, home improvement ideas, clothing, communication and entertainment products, ATVs, lawn and garden, new and used automobiles, plus arts and crafts and great food vendors. Thousands annually rely on Expo Farm Expo to see a wide variety and selection of products and services that only a show of this size can offer. Booth space is now available by calling 580-256-4101. That's 580-256-4101. Don't miss out. Reserve your space today for the Tri-State's largest spring home and farm show and be part of Expo Farm Expo 2023. Coming to the Woodward County Fairgrounds Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd. It's food, folks, and fun with K101.
My mother was always very active and independent, and she was familiar with her neighborhood. But one day, she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. She wasn't even really sure where she was at.
It's important for you to talk to someone about it. I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, we'll figure it out.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to Boomer Basketball here on Z92. Dairy Queen halftime show. Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you as the girls are up 27-13 over Heritage Hall. And Dakota, we looked at some stats there. What do you think is kind of the big thing for the Boomers to keep this roll going as they really got a good groove going into that second quarter? How do they keep it going?
Oh, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't change anything. Keep that intensity of the confidence, everything. Just keep it going. Keep pushing these girls very hard. Don't give up on them because they're going to come out of the gates, firing as many shots as possible to try to get back in this one. Just keep hammering on them. Do not let the gas just floor it. Keep flooring.
Keep it all on the floor. I like that.
Yep.
Of course, forward also, we talked with her with 4 points, but good to see Avery Edwards get out there and get some good positive minutes. Didn't start tonight, but I think they're just trying to kind of keep her load a little bit lighter. And had a very productive few minutes, had those 4 points, had some nice dimes, a couple good defensive plays as well. The boys matchup, don't forget about that. That will follow here the girls game as the Woodward boys come into that 8-10, the Heritage Hall boys 6-11. But we talked about a little bit, they have played a very, very tough schedule, folks. We're talking 9 of their 17 games have been against top 10 opponents across 3A through 6A, and in total have played 11 ranked teams. And they did play Bethany Friday, which is a ranked team there in 4A. Lost by 9, but this Heritage Hall team is battle-tested, and we'll talk about more of him when we get to it. But Sebastian Perry, the guy going to be to watch for the Chargers, committed to the University of Nebraska-Omaha, which D1 basketball, they're in the Summit League with Oral Roberts, for those of you that are familiar with the Tulsa team there. But, yeah, they're not going to be the biggest team that Woodward's faced all season, Dakota. But talking to Coach Roper, Coach Lou, as they call him, Coach Corneli, speed is going to be something that the Boomers are going to have to try to stop because this Heritage Hall team can move on the boys' side.
Yeah, man, I don't like to hear that, especially when you got a D1 commit.
Yeah.
But, hey, you're coming off of 2-game win streak, and, things are starting to fall together here and there. Hopefully they can keep it going.
And this would be a good one for that. I mean, Coach Roper said Wednesday to us, and you'll reel off the stats when we get to it, that Heritage Hall is just a good team, and that's true. I mean, they have just been a good team pretty much, it seems like, since they've been into existence.
Be a good boys pregame show.
Definitely so. Well, with that, we are wrapped up here on the Dairy Queen halftime show as both teams have returned to the court, and we're about ready to get going in the second half. For the Boomers, it'll be the starters of Lily Luckett, Thesley Pfeiffer, Briley Douglas Fisher, Jocelyn Treese, and Riley Moore, the 5. And for Heritage Hall, Lucille Sullivan, Marley Moore, Annie Walker, Neva Johnson, and Olivia Walker. And here's an odd situation. The teams are ready, but there's no refs in sight. Don't know where the refs are. So the teams are ready, but we haven't seen the refs come back on the court.
I'm probably getting a bite to eat over at the local McDonald's.
Oh, here they come. I mean, hey, it's a nice big facility here in Heritage Hall.
They might have been taking their time.
I'm about to say, it could be lost somewhere.
Maybe getting a tour of the whole facility.
Maybe so, but the refs are back down on the court, and now we're ready to get the second half about underway. As Heritage Hall will begin with the possession. They are going left to right in this half. The Boomers going right to left. Moore with it, top the key, gets a screen from Annie Walker. Now dumps it into Walker on the wing, into the corner of Sullivan. Sullivan going to drive baseline, try to kick it across to Olivia Walker. Lily Luckett got a hand on it, and then Olivia Walker couldn't save it out of bounds, so it's back to the Boomers.
And that's what we like to see, keeping that defense up.
Good job by Luckett to get the hands in the lane. She'll inbound to Pfeiffer, who's in the backcourt. Pfeiffer now going to turn on the speed to get across the timeline, feeds to Luckett on the right wing. He'll dribble it up top. Luckett still with the dribble, guarded tightly by Moore. Needs some help as counts on. Finally finds Treese beside her. Treese with the dribble on the right elbow. Now kicks into the corner to Luckett. Luckett tried to, they're going to say travel. She tried to drive, got cut off a little bit by Marlon Moore. They'll say she drug her foot. So it is back to Heritage Hall. 27-13, Boomers on top, just underway here in the third quarter. Heritage Hall with possession. Left wing, Olivia Walker now up top to Annie Walker. She'll drive, cut off by Pfeiffer. Hand off to Marley Moore. Moore going to get to the free throw line, feeds down to Neva Johnson, who gets layup in and good. Johnson on the board with her first 2 points. That is the first points Heritage Hall has scored in about 8 minutes of gameplay. And now a whistle and a foul push.
On Marley.
Yep, on Marley Moore. She was guarded by, or guarding Jocelyn Treese. That's going to be Moore's third foul. First team foul for Heritage Hall here in the half. Pfeiffer will inbound for the Boomers. Goes into Douglas Fisher. Back to Pfeiffer for the layup. Can't get to go. But a foul, they'll say. And Pfeiffer's going to go
on
to the
Marley. No, on Annie Walker.
Oh, that'd be her fourth.
Wow. That's big.
It is.
That's massive, actually.
Thesley at the line for 2 free throws now. And still holds more points than Heritage Hall with her 16.
She'll get checked in by number 12 there, Creamer.
Yep, Creamer about to come in. First free throw for Pfeiffer, though, no good. And right to where is Reagan Creamer comes in for Annie Walker with her 4 fouls. She will sit. Pfeiffer for the second free throw. That one is good, so she'll split the pair. Thesley now 17, and the Boomers lead 28-15. Heritage Hall back the other way. Moore across the timeline on the left wing. Hands off to Olivia Walker. Now up top to Creamer. Creamer bounces over to Moore on the right wing. She'll dribble it all the way around the top to left wing. Kick into the corner to Olivia Walker. Bounce pass down to Creamer in traffic in the paint. Shot up, no good. Rebound taken by Douglas Fisher, but stolen away by Olivia Walker. Heritage Hall down to Johnson. She puts up a tough one and gets a go in front of the basket. Olivia Johnson now 2 back-to-back buckets. That's her first 4 points of the Big 8 game. And the Boomers will push the other way. Into the corner, Luckett for 3 on the left side. That's no good. Rebound, though, on the backside by Douglas Fisher. Pokes it up. She's fouled. Shot no good, but she'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
That's on.
And I'm laughing because Coach Cassell just hands rubbing the temples right now.
That's on Marley Moore, Tyler.
So that's her 4th. My goodness. Heritage Hall quickly in foul trouble with those 2 players. Moore will have to come sit. Looks like Johanna Bell about to check in. And the first free throw from Douglas Fisher, good. She's now got 5. Second one upcoming and drains it. So Briley Douglas Fisher with 6 points. The Boomers lead 30-17 with 6 minutes to go here in the third. Creamer with it across the timeline for Heritage Hall. Tries to throw it over to Johnson. Gets it there, but it's batted for a second. Bell now has it on the right wing. Kicks in the corner. Sullivan for 3 open. That's no good, though. Rebound taken by Riley Moore. She'll push the other way for the Boomers. Moore ahead to Luckett, right wing. Back up top to Moore, left side, now to Treese. Treese will try to drive. Gets double teamed, almost stolen away. Kicks out up top to Luckett. On the right wing to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer pumps, now hands it to Moore. Moore takes the screen, gets inside,
Beautiful.
puts up the shot, and it's good.
Beautiful.
Riley Moore with the jumper. She's got 5. The Boomers lead 32-17.
Boomers are cooking.
Yep, they are. The half court's looking good. Heritage all the way. Feed into Johnson again. Shot's no good, but Johnson to the free throw line. He is starting to be a difference maker here in the third quarter for Heritage Hall. He's had their last 4 points. And that foul was on. Did they catch there for the Boomers?
Moore, Riley Moore.
Okay, so be Riley Moore, her third. Team first for the Boomers in the half. Nevaeh Johnson at the line. First free throw. That one rails in. She's now got 5 in the ball game. 32-18. Avery Edwards back in for the Boomers as Riley Moore will check out. Second free throw upcoming for Johnson. She'll dip, shoot it, and that one good. So Nevaeh Johnson with 6 ties the team high with Laney Portman. It's 32-19. Boomers the other way. Pfeiffer off a feed from Lily Luckett. Gets it to go, and the paint just raced in there.
Beautiful.
And just banged it off the glass. Pfeiffer now with 19. Heritage all the other way. Kick out to Bell. A heave of a 3. That's no good from the right side. Rebound taken by Luckett. Tried to feed it to Treese, but stepping in to knock it away was Olivia Walker. Be out of bounds, stayed with the Boomers.
Lexi Mendel going to check in for Lily Luckett.
So the 5 for the Boomers now. Briley Douglas Fisher, Thesley Pfeiffer, Avery Edwards, Lexi Mendel, and Jocelyn Treese. And Treese will inbound to Mendel. Mendel to Edwards. Now to Treese, breaking the press. Across the timeline, down the right side. Treese dribbles it up top. Guarded tightly there by Walker. Now feeds to Pfeiffer behind her. Pfeiffer starting to use the dribble. Guarded tightly by Sullivan. Gets a screen from Mendel. Now Pfeiffer picks up the dribble, goes baseline to Edwards. Edwards feeds back to Pfeiffer, a tough leaner off the glass. That's no good. Rebound on the backside by Douglas Fisher. Up and in. Briley Douglas Fisher cleaning the glass.
Using the body, and Coach wants a timeout.
Coach Cassell is not happy right now. He's out here at half court yelling at the ref. He might get teed up. And there it is. Coach Cassell just gets teed up. So there it is. He's got the technical, and we're on a timeout, so we'll go ahead and take it with him real quick and come back with some technical free throws. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
Lorraine knew she wanted to adopt a teenager from foster care.
I love teenagers. I think it adds an element of fun because you can really do activities as a family that everybody loves.
The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption believes you're never too old for family. More than 20,000 children in the U.S. are at risk of aging out of foster care without a family. Learn how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
And welcome back to Boomer Basketball here on Z92. Before the break there, Coach Cassell for Heritage Hall called a timeout. They got teed up arguing with the refs, so we were back with some technical free throws here for the Boomers. Thesley Pfeiffer, first one is strong, no good.
Tyler, she'll get 20 points right here.
She's one away from it. She can make this free throw. It will be that 20-point mark. And nails it. So she's got 20. Goes 1 of 2 there on that trip from the line. But goodness, Coach Cassell came unglued for Heritage Hall. He did like, I guess, the way he probably closed out on that rebound and just was not happy.
I think at this point he knows he has to sit in silence or he get ticked up again. And
yeah, because that was a pretty heavy rant. I mean, he was out here.
They didn't take much of what he had to say.
No, they did not. So the Boomers will have the possession after the tech. I'm not sure what we're waiting on here. Oh, they moved Thesley down a little bit near more of the half-court line. 36-19, Boomers on top, threatening to go up by 20 with 4:21 to go in the third. Pfeiffer going to be the inbounder. We're still holding. I'm not sure what we're holding on here. Not sure at all what we're holding on.
Something with the score keeper down here, maybe.
Okay. And finally, there's the whistle. So we will get Pfeiffer inbounding. She heaves it to Douglas Fisher and tries to go underneath, but batted away by Olivia Johnson. Out of bounds and stay with the Boomers. Johnson was guarding Douglas Fisher there on the inbound. Douglas Fisher this time will throw it in. She'll get into Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer low on fake, tries to go into the paint. Tries to go for the layup, but it's swiped at. And
going to call, I think, a push right there. Yep, they're going to get her on a push.
That was Johanna Bell. I don't believe a shooting foul. That was on the floor, so Douglas Fisher will trigger again beneath the left block. This time goes Pfeiffer at the free throw line. Pfeiffer trying to get inside, gets a tough look, and then go. Rebound initially taken by Mendel, and then a jump ball forced. Possession arrow keeps it with Woodward. So 37-19, Boomers on top. 4:08 to go. Another inbound here as Douglas Fisher will throw it in beneath the right block for Woodward. Gets out to Pfeiffer, right wing. Back inside to Douglas Fisher on the block. Kicks it out up top. Mendel open for three. That one no good though. Rebound taken by Johnson, and Heritage Hall pushed the other way. Hand off to Portman, who takes it across the timeline for the Chargers. Now a couple dribble moves. Kicks it to Creamer, left wing. Left corner is Sullivan, and Avery Edwards almost comes away with the steal as Sullivan tried to feed it back up to Portman. Heritage Hall will have the inbound from the far side. Creamer will trigger. She'll throw it into Portman. At the timeline, right wing. Bell will try to drive, gets cut off. Double team now. Now a strong dribbler inside to Johnson, and a push and a foul. And so Douglas Fisher will pick it up, they'll say. Foul on the floor. Delaney Portman inbounding for the Chargers beneath the right block. She'll throw it into Bell in the right corner. She'll pump, she'll drive, gets cut off, has to go up top, pass batted, but picked up by Portman. Portman top the key, swings to Creamer, left wing for three. That one good. Reagan Kramer hits a three. And that's her first basket of the night. 37-22, Boomers quickly out of the way. Shot comes up short there, saved by Douglas Fisher though, but picked up by Heritage Hall as it gets to Lucille Sullivan. Sullivan down the right side, and Avery Edwards does a good job to poke it out of bounds.
You wanted that possession right there, but it doesn't go your way, but that's okay.
Good hustle by Avery though, inbound. Go to Portman, and now they'll say it's sideline as Portman immediately tried to feed it back to Sullivan. They'll say Sullivan was out of bounds. So back to the Boomers. Edwards went down to Pfeiffer. She's picked up full court by Johnson. Now double team. Throws ahead to Mendel. Ooh, almost collision. Gets to Douglas Fisher. Puts up a shot. It's no good, but she's fouled. A little bit of chaos in the Boomers.
You have to give Douglas Fisher a lot of credit there for knowing her awareness and seeing that ball right next to Lexi and taking it and going up with the shot, even though you only had, what, half a second in between all that, seemed like?
Yeah. Bit of a chaos situation. First free throw for Douglas Fisher, good. She's had a good quarter here with 5 points for the quarter, 9 points for the ball game now, going for 10 and gets it. So Riley Douglas Fisher makes both. The Boomers lead 39-22 with 3 minutes to go in the third.
She is feeling it from the line.
Has been very consistent there as Douglas Fisher. Now the other way for Heritage Hall. Pass thrown away as Creamer was trying to drive and kick it out to Portman up top, and that one just thrown to Coach Cassell.
He just doesn't have much to say, it seems like, anymore.
Yeah, I told you he was rubbing his temples earlier. That was before the technical. And now he's just, he's got to stay seated pretty much. Top of the key. Treese with it for the Boomers. Gets that free throw line. Some hard dribbles.
She traveled with it.
Kicked it out to Avery Edwards, who was going to have a look from three straight away, but instead it'll be a turnover, unfortunately, for the Boomers.
Unfortunately, I think her foot slid there, and I think that's what caused the travel.
Yeah, I think so. Across the timeline now for Heritage Hall. Delaney Portman giving a screen up top. And they'll say an offensive foul. They'll say Johnson.
Yep.
So the illegal screen.
Yep, and she's like, really? I think it's because she slid her feet too, I think.
Yeah, and that is her third foul. And 17th foul for Heritage Hall. So Boomers are in the bonus the rest of the half with still 2:30 to go in the third. Right wing, Avery Edwards with it for the Boomers. Top key now to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer got a screen, starts to use it. She'll drive, kick out now to Treese on the left wing. Treese will take it, get to the elbow. To Edwards straight away for a three, a bit of a deep one. That one no good. Rebound though, fought forward. And
travel.
They'll say a travel as coming up with it was Lucille Sullivan, but Douglas Fisher kind of got her to the ground and Sullivan slid.
Hey, you'll take it though.
Douglas Fisher inbounds for the Boomers. And Pfeiffer right side puts up the leaner and gets it to go.
22 points.
Desley with 22 through 3 quarters so far. 41-22. Boomers on top. Heritage Hall the away. Portman with a Euro step through the lane. Puts it off glass and in. Good move by Laney Portman. She's got 8. Boomers the other way quick as Avery Edwards have it left wing. Now zip pass inside to Douglas Fisher for the layup and in. Great find.
Coach Moore, she's shaking her fist. She's loving what she's seeing.
And a timeout taken here with 1:39 to go in the third. Boomers on top 43-24. Full timeout. We'll go ahead and step aside with him. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
Hi, I'm Kathy Bates. Anyone will tell you battling cancer is not pretty, and neither are the complications like lymphedema, a chronic disease that can leave anyone undergoing cancer treatment with a lifetime of swelling and pain, often affecting one's entire body and sense of self. If you're facing a cancer diagnosis, discuss lymphedema with your doctor. With knowledge and action, we can learn and live. Learn more at lymphaticnetwork.org.
And welcome back to Boomer Basketball on Z92. Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs here with you, also live on Boomer TV right now. So as the Boomers lead 43-24, got a 19-point advantage with 1:39 to go in the third quarter. Well, Dakota, they haven't been able to keep them shut out like they did in the second quarter, but the Boomers have extended their lead pretty well so far.
No need to shut them out when you're almost on top by 20, Tyler.
That's right. After the timeout, Heritage Hall will have the possession as Laney Portman will bring it up the court for the Chargers. Get across the timeline, top key, gets a screen from Johnson, tries to throw it to Johnson, pass was tipped. Douglas Fisher with it, tries to throw it ahead. That's stolen by Portman. Portman down the left side now for Heritage Hall, taking some contact to the baseline, spin move, puts it up off glass, no good. Rebound taken by Douglas Fisher, and they say a foul underneath as Douglas Fisher took the rebound, and they got Johnson. So it'll be 1-and-1 for Douglas Fisher, and that is the fourth on Johnson. So they've got 3 Chargers with 4 fouls, Johnson, Moore, and Annie Walker.
I think she was just kind of unaware of what's kind of going on, and I think that's why she keeps on picking up fouls. She's not learning from what she's doing, Tyler. She just keeps on doing the same thing.
Yeah, and Heritage Hall didn't like the call, but it is what it is now. For the first time tonight, we'll see Tatum Lentz into the ball game, and she'll take out Johnson. And Briley Douglas Fisher at the line for a 1-and-1. First free throw, no good. Rebound taken by Bell. Bell, though, stripped away by Johnson Treese. Gets it back, though. Double teamed, and she'll get fouled.
I think she got a slap on the wrist there.
Yeah, and it was
when
Douglas
she was
Fisher
throwing it.
who got it. So that's her third, team third for the Boomers. It'll be a side out inbounds for Heritage Hall. Laney Portman will throw it in.
But she's in double digits, though, for Fisher.
That's
good.
Up to, I believe, got her for
12.
Yep. Yep. So Heritage Hall with it. Creamer checked 1-on-1 by Middle. Middle almost comes away with the steal, but a foul. Coach Moore, though, liking the hustle. Didn't get the high five. Lexi was looking away, so clapped to herself. But
we've seen that, on television before,
Middle, though, with a good one-on-one defense as it'll be an inbound for Heritage Hall again. Portman has it down the right side to Sullivan on the wing. Sullivan driving baseline, gets through a double team, puts up a bit of a tough shot, won't go. Rebound taken by Douglas Fisher. 2-on-2 the other way. Douglas Fisher by herself to the rim, no good. Rebound taken by Pfeiffer. Somehow gets it to Treese, and Treese puts it up and in. I think Pfeiffer was trying to shoot it. It came up short. Treese was there to clean it up.
Might have been a little contact with that shot, too.
Maybe so. Treese with her first bucket, though. Boomers lead 45-24, 34 seconds to go. 3 all the way from Portman. Left corner, that's no good. Rebound get tipped around. Douglas Fisher comes up with it. She'll push now, head to Avery Edwards in transition for the layup and good.
And on a little bit of a limp ankle there. I like to see it.
So Avery Edwards with 6, and the Boomers now lead 47-24 with just 15 seconds to go in the third. Heritage Hall, right corner, Sullivan with it. Now to Lentz. Lentz just gets it essentially ripped away by Jocelyn Treese, but they call it jump ball. Possession arrow. Going to give it to the Boomers with 6.4 seconds to go in the third.
Avery Edwards going to check out. Riley Moore coming back in.
Edwards doing as much as she can on the ankles. So
got to be careful, though. Moore does have 3 fouls.
So then down here goes to Pfeiffer with 6 seconds. Now throws ahead to Treese. Got 2-on-2. Treese Over to Moore. 1 second.
The
Puts
buzzer
it up off glass and gets it to go and beats the buzzer. And that's how we end the third quarter. Riley Moore with the basket. The Boomers will take a 25-point lead, 49-24, into the fourth quarter. Step aside for a break. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward.
Does your disability make it harder to find a job?
Yes, absolutely.
DRS can help. DRS is Oklahoma Department of Rehabilitation Services.
DRS empowers job seekers with disabilities
Who really want to work.
so employers like us really want to hire them.
Now we're taxpayers.
Contact DRS.
DRS can help.
Contact DRS 800-487-4042 or okdrs.gov.
And welcome back to Boomer Basketball on Z92 and Boomer TV. Dakota Wagner and Tyler Riggs with you as we begin the fourth quarter. Heritage Hall with possession. Sullivan going to drive from the right side, puts up the shot in the paint, can't get to go, but a foul called, and Lucille Sullivan will head to the free throw line for Heritage Hall. Riley Moore going to pick up the foul. That'll be her fourth, team fifth. Sullivan teeing up for the two shots here. She's got 2 points in the ball game. First free throw, no good.
Just 14 seconds into this quarter, and we already have a foul.
It's about how it's been in this half. Been a bit sloppy in the fouls.
Has.
It was a benefit of the most, though. Second free throw about to be on the way from Sullivan. That one up and banks in. So she's got three, and it's 49-25. Boomers still with a big lead. Riley Moore the other way now, down the left side, across the timeline. Moves it up top, goes right wing to Middle. Middle feeds to Pfeiffer on the top of the key. Pfeiffer starting to use the dribble, checked by Olivia Walker. Now to Middle on the right wing. Feeds to Treese. Boomers weaving a bit at the top. Treese turns, drives into the paint, puts up the layup. It's no good. Rebound backside by Douglas Fisher. She'll put it up and in over Annie Walker.
Wow, Douglas Fisher is having a game.
14 points now from Riley Douglas Fisher in this one. Just continuing a strong stream of performances. Inside now for Heritage Hall to Annie Walker. She gets a tough one to go over two Boomers in the paint. Just 4 points for her, though, on the night. Boomers the other way. Douglas Fisher is going to get fouled as she tried to flip it back to Jocelyn Treese at the top of the key.
A 1-and-1, they say.
Yep.
Foul's going to be
foul
on
Lucille Sullivan. So it's going to be
her fourth, third.
I got her for two. So 1-and-1 on the way, though, for Riley Douglas Fisher. Chloe Clements into the ball game. She'll spell Lexi Mendel, who is on top, 51-27, trying to add to that. First one up. And good for Riley Douglas Fisher. She's now got 15 in this one. I believe that should be a season high for her, if I'm not mistaken. Second free throw up, that one no good. Long rebound, though, taken by Thesley Pfeiffer, left wing. She'll up top to Clements. Clements backs it out, feeds to Riley Moore on the right wing. Hand off to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer gets cut off, has to go Treese on the top. Treese with the dribble, guarded there by Marley Moore. Now crossover, tried to drive into the paint, does. Puts up a tough leaner, that's off glass, off rim, no good. Rebound batted around, Annie Walker with it, and they'll say a foul on Jocelyn Treese, who they'll say pushed Annie Walker.
Avery Edwards going to check back in. She's going to take out Jocelyn Treese.
And Treese will come sit as has her second foul. So the five for the Boomers, Clements, Edwards, Douglas Fisher, Moore, and Pfeiffer. 52-27, Boomers on top with 6:25 to go in the ball game. Heritage Hall with possession. Moore has it. She'll feed to Creamer. Creamer bounces it to Annie Walker. Pass a bit strong through the hands of Walker, taken by Chloe Clements. Moves the other way. Now to Douglas Fisher, left block for the layup. It just rolls out after hitting the rim. Rebound taken by Creamer, but stolen away from Avery Edwards there. Just ripped it away from her. Now top to Pfeiffer for 3. That's good. Leslie Pfeiffer with 25 in this one. And the Boomers lead 55-27.
Pfeiffer's having a game herself.
Been what she's been at for about the last 2 weeks now, just that 25-plus mark. Heritage all the other way. Nice step through from Annie Walker into the paint. Can't get the layup to go, though. Rebound fought for tie-up. Possession arrow will keep it with Heritage Hall. Oh, no,
with
excuse
Woodward.
me. They'll give it to Woodward. They flipped it early on that. I looked up. There's already 2 Heritage Hall. So the Boomers get the possession on the jump ball. Pfeiffer will have the dribble up the court, across the timeline. Gets the screen up high now from Avery Edwards. Edwards going to turn. She'll drive into the paint. Gets the right block. Tried to feed it over. Yep. Tried to feed over to Moore and took a bit of a drag step. She's saying, my bad. Oh, Avery a little gassed, and still the ankle getting to her a bit. So she'll sub out as Lily Luckett comes back in. And it'll be Heritage Hall possession. Marley Moore with it across the timeline to Creamer. Creamer feeds it to Walker. Now they kick out to Moore, right wing for a 3. That one good. So Marley Moore with 6 points in the ball game now. Still though, Boomers lead big, and they have the possession the other way. Pfeiffer, high right wing, feeds over to Clements. She feeds it to Luckett, right wing. They give it to Moore up top. Moore going to try to drive. Gets to the right elbow, but gets cut off. That's feed out Pfeiffer behind her. Pfeiffer throws inside to Clements. Clements gets cut off, though, dealing with the size mismatch, and now...
3 in the key. I think 3 in the lane, my bad.
Yep. That's the same thing. Key lane. You're right. You're right. So it'll be a turnover by the Boomers. And Heritage Hall gets back with 4:45 to go in the fourth quarter. Boomers on top, 55-30, though. Right wing, Marley Moore with it. Now feeds to Olivia Walker. Bounce pass down to Annie Walker. She's double teamed. Kicks out to Moore, right wing. Step back for 3. That one just popped out. Rebound taken by Annie Walker. She'll turn around, put it back up, and in. So Annie Walker now with 6. Leslie Pfeiffer takes it the other way from Boomers down the right side. Gets a bit cut off there on the wing, but is going to attack again. Gets past Walker, puts that one up, and just rims out. And rebound taken by Annie Walker, and she gets fouled as Clements and Pfeiffer were there on it.
Yep, it's going to be on Pfeiffer. Just her facial expression kind of gives it away for me.
You know, right? That's just her first, though. So.
Really?
Yep, just her first. And it should be, yes, it is going to be 1-on-1s here for Annie Walker. That'll be the 17th out for the Boomers. So Walker now starting to accrue a bit more points in this one. Boomers did a good job to hold her just 2 through 3 quarters. She's had 4 in this quarter. Is looking to add to that. First free throw on a 1-on-1, up and good. Still, though, Boomers on top by 22, 55-33, which is 4:15 to go in this one. Should be on their way to 11-8, barring a crazy comeback. Second free throw for Walker. That one splashes as well. She's got 8 points. Boomers quickly push it the other way after the make. Lily Luckett gets it high right wing. Now up top to Douglas Fisher. She'll pass it to Pfeiffer left wing. Pfeiffer cross-court right wing to Clements in the corner. Moore will take a 3 from there. That one a bit offline. Had the distance. Rebound taken by Lucille Sullivan. She'll feed ahead to Olivia Walker just outside the right block. Shot up and good. So Olivia Walker with her first basket of the night. 55-36. Boomers still lead. Pfeiffer with it, top the key for Woodward. Tries to bounce over to Clements. It's going to be poked away and stolen. Marley Moore down the right side. Puts up the layup. It's no good. They'll say Clements fouled her. And Clements maybe thought she played that straight up, but it will send Marley Moore to the line. Clements with just her first foul. 8th team foul for the Boomers. Moore for Heritage Hall has 6 in this one. 2 3-pointers. First free throw is good. As Lexi Mendel into the ball game, as well as Avery Edwards. They'll take out Lily Luckett and Chloe Clements with the 5 for the Boomers. Leslie Pfeiffer, Lexi Mendel, Briley Douglas Fisher, Riley Moore, and Avery Edwards on the floor. Second free throw coming for Moore, and that one splashes home as well, so she makes both. Has 8 points, so it's 55-38, 3:35 to go. Boomers lead, they break the press now. Pfeiffer races down, kicks it out to Edwards in the left corner. Edwards will walk back up top and feed the middle. Middle gives over to Pfeiffer on the left wing. Pfeiffer looking for something. Now starts to use the dribble. Feeds over to middle, top the key. Middle flips back to Pfeiffer. Now inside to Riley Moore. Moore bounce down the middle on the baseline. Tries to go for the shot. Blocked by Annie Walker. Pfeiffer the rebound. And Regan Creamer comes up with it for Heritage Hall. She'll feed to Walker. Walker across the timeline. Feeds back to Creamer left wing. Now up top to Marley Moore. She'll try to attack. Cut off by Avery Edwards. And they'll say a push on Avery Edwards. And they'll send Marley Moore to the line for 1-1. Avery Edwards picking up her first foul of the ball game. 1-1 up top here for Moore. Spins, she'll dip, she'll shoot, and front end of 1-1 goes. So Moore now at 9 in this one. Heritage Hall has a chance to cut it to 15 with 2:58 to go. Now timeout
More.
4 by the Boomers. So we'll go ahead and take it with them. Boomers lead 55-39, 2:58 to go in the ball game. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
While surfing in Iraq, our vehicle was hit. They didn't think I was going to make it. I'm Latoya Lucas, and I'm a veteran. I had to learn to live with the scars, both visible and invisible.
DAV helps veterans like Latoya get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is overcoming my wounds so I can help other veterans.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
And welcome back to Boomer Basketball on Z92 and Boomer TV. Dakota Wagner and Tyler Riggs with you as 1-on-ones here for Marley Moore for Heritage Hall. Front end, or the second one I should say is good. She made the first one already. Makes the second. She's got 10 points now for Heritage Hall. It's 55-40 with 2:50 to go. Boomers the other way. Avery Edwards on the right baseline. Kicks free throw line to Riley Moore for the jumper. That one a bit off, no good. Rebound. Oh, Moore and Douglas Fisher collide trying to get the rebound. Marley Moore comes up with it for Heritage Hall. She'll take it across the timeline. Now feeds in the right corner to Lucille Sullivan. Up top, Annie Walker for a three. That one's contested, and that's short, no good. Long rebound, though, comes right back to Walker. Drive kick over Olivia Walker, left corner three. That's off the mark. Rebound fought for between Sullivan and Lexi Mendel, and they'll say jump ball. Possession arrow going to keep it with Heritage Hall. So Heritage Hall trailing by 15 to the Boomers here with 2:20 to go in the ball game. Creamer with it, right wing. Goes up top to Moore. Moore drives it over the left side, hands off to Olivia Walker. Bounce pass back over to Reagan Creamer, lost it for a second. Now throws it away, trying to get it back to Olivia Walker, and that is a turnover. It seems like Heritage Hall Dakota has had about 25, maybe closer to 30 of those tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Boomers have done an excellent job in that respect. Pfeiffer with it across the timeline now. Goes left wing to Riley Moore, who will dribble it all the way back over. And now angles it back, just trying to run a little bit of clock here on the Boomers. Running some high wings and trying to get some motion going as Pfeiffer with it near the logo. Checked by Olivia Walker. Pfeiffer drives, and Douglas Fisher didn't come off the screen, so the pass is thrown away. Now the other way, Marley Moore with the shot. They'll say a foul, I think. They will say a foul on Avery Edwards as Marley Moore will go back to the line for free throws. Avery Edwards picks up her second foul. 10th team foul, so the Boomers have put Heritage Hall in the double bonus for the last minute 44 in this one. First free throw for Marley Moore is up and good. She's now got 11 for Heritage Hall, leading them tonight.
Starting to crawl their way back in this one, but Tyler a little too late.
Second free throw good for Moore as well. Yeah, this is kind of gets to that point where it's okay. It's a 13-point ball game. Now timeout here by Coach Parker Cassell. We'll keep it right here with just a minute 44 to go, Dakota. But, I mean, Woodward has done just about everything I think Coach Moore has wanted them to do. We haven't seen a lot of offensive rebounds by Heritage Hall. The Boomers have done a good job not to turn it over tonight. The one thing is, I guess, the second half just gets a bit sloppy, right? So you rack up some fouls. But other than that, I don't see many complaints for Coach Moore.
No, I think with such big of a lead they had, they kind of just started to slow down a little bit, maybe playing a little bit softer in the second half, and they had a good lead built up. But hey, they did a good job keeping them scoreless in the second quarter, and that's kind of a big reason why, Heritage Hall isn't with us in the fourth quarter.
And not only that, but by the time you entered the third quarter, you had pushed the lead all the way to 25.
And it's always good to see when Coach Moore still has 4 timeouts left with a minute plus left.
Means you hadn't had to make a lot of adjustments. That's right. Boomers will have it after the timeout. Avery Edwards gets across the timeline. Still dealing with a little bit of a limp right now. Feeds over to Pfeiffer at the logo. Just a minute 30 to go. Pfeiffer still with it on the right wing now. Feeds over to Riley Moore. It's through Moore's hands and out of bounds. And just as we talked about not having the turnovers, there's one.
As soon as I saw that pass coming, her face was looked the opposite direction, and I just knew that was going to happen.
Inbound for Heritage Hall. We'll go to Moore. She'll drive, kick right corner to Sullivan. Sullivan throws away a pass to Andy Walker. Legs the middle, comes up with it. Down the other way, left block. Nice stop. Turns around, puts it up and in. Good move by the freshman.
That was so beautiful.
Knew Andy Walker was coming at her. Stopped and popped for it. Her first basket of the night. Brewers lead 57-42 now with a minute to go. Olivia Walker with it on the wing to Moore. Moore tries to feed into Andy Walker and then dribbles it off her foot as the pass to Andy Walker was mishandled. And Moore just dribbles it off her foot back to the Boomers.
We have seconds on the clock now, Tyler.
54 seconds.
Double seconds, double
I see what you're saying. Under a minute, yes. In a bit of a safer zone. Boomers the other way. Pfeiffer with it across the timeline to Riley Moore. Pass mishandled, but picked up. Moore goes over to Mendel. She has to save it. Throw back to Douglas Fisher, right elbow. Back out to Pfeiffer, and Pfeiffer will back it out with 35 seconds to go. And now pushed by Olivia Walker. They're going to intentionally foul. Come on, Coach Cassell. You're down 15 with 32 seconds. But that's what they're doing.
Maybe they're looking for a Charger miracle?
I don't know. Hey, give Thesley 2 free throws, let her add to the point total will be. So
just let her increase her points per game,
That much is true. First free throw good from Thesley. She's got 26.
I think she wants 27, though.
I think she would want 100 every night she could get it.
Well, that would just be a high school record, wouldn't it?
Pfeiffer makes the second. She's got 27. Boomers lead 59-42 with under 30 to go now in the ballgame. Andy Walker will have it on the free throw line. She'll try to drive, loses the handle. It rolls over to Olivia Walker. They'll swing it up to Marlon Moore. Free throw line jumper on the way there. That's too strong. Rebound taken by Lexi Mendel. And now Coach Cassell telling them don't foul, but they still fouled. So I can't vouch. He did say don't foul. Andy Walker going to intentionally foul, though. That'll be her 5th. And the senior will be done for the night on senior day. As she'll finish with 8 points, just as she did in the first matchup against the Boomers. And Thesley Pfeiffer, another chance here to tack onto her point total. She'll be up line for 2 shots with 13 seconds to go. Boomers now clearing the bench as Keely Cope will come in, Chloe Clements, Mendel will come out. Also got, trying to see who that is far side. That might be, can't tell if that's Stinnett or Drew.
That's Stinnett. Drew is, I think, out for the season.
Okay, so that makes sense.
After, I think, a fractured foot.
Okay, first free throw, no good there for Pfeiffer. I believe Luckett's going to come in for Pfeiffer after these free throws. Second one is good.
What is that, 29 for Pfeiffer?
28.
28 shot.
So 28 for Pfeiffer. She'll come sit. Boomers lead 60-42. 10 seconds to go. Heritage Hall one last possession to get some points on the board. Moore with it on the left wing. Hands off to Olivia Walker. We'll see if they even try to get a shot up. Sullivan swing it back over to Moore for 3 at the buzzer. That's no good, and that's how we entered. Woodward will take a 60-42 victory over Heritage Hall. They are now 11-8 on the season. Heritage Hall falls to 6-12. We'll take a break, come back, look at some post-game stats, and get you set for the boys ahead as well. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
Nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2 tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward.
Experts say it takes 10,000 hours to master a skill, but you don't have to be a master to get started. At High Plains Technology Center, our hands-on training gets you on the right track right now. With dozens of programs to fit your future. It takes hard work to turn a hobby into your hire. So get to it. Your success story is a lot closer than you think. High Plains Technology Center, powered by Career Tech.
Attention Expo Farm Expo exhibitors, booth space is now available. It's the K101 and Z92 Home and Agribusiness Trade Show, and it's coming to the Woodward County Event Center and Fairgrounds March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd. Now in our 39th year, this show features 2 exhibitor buildings plus outside exhibitor space and will host an extensive variety of agriculture products and farm equipment. Also, home improvement ideas, clothing, communication and entertainment products, ATVs, lawn and garden, new and used automobiles, plus arts and crafts and great food vendors. Thousands annually rely on Expo Farm Expo to see a wide variety and selection of products and services that only a show of this size can offer. Booth space is now available by calling 580-256-4101. That's 580-256-4101. Don't miss out. Reserve your space today for the Tri-State's largest spring home and farm show and be part of Expo Farm Expo 2023. Coming to the Woodward County Fairgrounds Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd. It's food, folks, and fun with K101.
And welcome back to Boomer Basketball here on Z92 and Boomer TV. Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you as Woodward girls. They take the victory 60-42 over Heritage Hall. Now 11-8 on the season are the Boomers. Heritage Hall 6-12. Let's look at some post-game stats here for the Boomers. Leslie Pfeiffer nearly responsible for 50% of the scoring for Woodward tonight. She finished with 28 points. Also got 15 from Riley Douglas Fisher. They combined for 43 of the 60 for Woodward on the night. Woodward saw 7 points from Riley Moore, as well as 6 from Avery Edwards and 2 from Lexi Mendel. On the Heritage Hall side, 12 points from Marley Moore, 8 apiece for Annie Walker who fouled out, and 8 for Lady Portman off the bench, 6 from Neva Johnson, 3 apiece from Reagan Creamer and Lucille Sullivan. But Dakota, just about wire to wire, pretty much from that second quarter on, Woodward took care of business.
They really did, and it's good when you get a win, but also good when you shut out a team in the second quarter, and I think that's where it really kind of all started, and I feel like that's kind of why Woodward kept in it. They did.
Definitely. So we say different. It wasn't wholly different, but Woodward had more of a hole to dig out of in that third-place game at Jones, and it took him until the third quarter to get there. But you mentioned the second quarter tonight. Heritage Hall had led 13-9 after the first quarter, but Woodward answered with an 18-0 second quarter. That's that big-time quarter we were talking about to wind up with a 14-point lead at the break, and they would extend that in the second half to an 18-point win. So did their job there, did the Boomers. And with that, those post-game stats, Heritage Hall is doing their senior night festivities, so we do have just to take more time, essentially, here between games. But we can get into talking real quick about Heritage Hall and the challenge they will bring to the Boomers here tonight, Dakota. And we mentioned 6-11 on the season for Heritage Hall, just like the girls. But that record, you cannot let it fool you, because they have really played some top-tier competition. They played Weatherford. They played Millwood, who's 3A's #1 team. They played a multitude of top 10 6A teams, as well as 4A and 5A teams. So that's pretty much responsible for 11 of their games, playing a ranked team, 11 of their 17. So they are as battle-tested as you could get, just about.
And that's kind of scary the way that you put that. But, hey, it's a good team. They've played teams that we've played, like Weatherford, and kept in them
lost by 9.
Pretty well. And, we play Weatherford, and we drop it by, 40, I think. And it's going to be a scary game. But, hey, Our boys are on a 2-game win streak. Maybe the momentum has shifted. But let's see what we can do against them. I know it's going to be a tough game, but you don't count them out.
Well, you mentioned that 2-game win streak. That was definitely much needed, right? You were 6-10, and you were kind of on a bit of a
losing streak.
A bit of a losing streak. You had started out 5-2 on the season, and then you were 1-8 in the game since that point. So you got a tough win on homecoming night against Clinton. That was a very scrappy Clinton team. And then you took care of business on the road against Guyan. So, yeah, maybe that momentum will be able to work itself out. With that, though, let's go ahead and step aside for a break here real quick, and we'll come back and break down further that matchup between the Boomers and Heritage Hall. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
Kentucky Fried Chicken Taco Bell, 2411 Oklahoma Avenue in Woodward, is open 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. Whether you're hungry for chicken or a tasty Mexican taco, you can find it at Kentucky Fried Chicken Taco Bell. They have what you're hungry for.
Dr. Christy Mosley at 9th Street Vision Clinic is a family practice providing glaucoma and cataract management, contact lenses, designer frames, plus 1-hour service on most single vision glasses. Call 254-5060 or stop by 1602 9th Street in Woodward.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived, and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Oklahoma.
This message presented by the OSSAA and the Oklahoma Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to Boomer Basketball here on Z92. Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs, as we are in pregame ceremonies, if you will, for the boys' game as they're going through senior night here at Heritage Hall. But I do want to thank some great sponsors while I can. Here at High Plains Tire, who is our gold sponsor and a sponsor of the Boomer Coaches Show. Top Cat Footwear and Accessories, Dairy Queen, who is our halftime sponsor. Cale Baroche Insurance, Great Plains National Bank, Dr. Chrisley Mosley, Fresh Republican Title Company, Triple Clean Car Wash, Tomine's Radio Shack, KFC Taco Bell, Bearded Barber, and Long Shots Bar and Grill, who's our coaches show. Host cannot do without them. Do want to mention right now as well on K101 going on is our round ball roundup coverage. Kate Kennedy has the call there, O'Keene and Burlington. That's a good one between a couple of Class Bowl schools. The O'Keene girls are definitely something, usually pretty solid. They were tonight here trying to get that score ready for you to see where we're at on that one. But cannot pull it for me right now at the moment. But that you need to definitely check out. Mr. Kennedy does a great job, and we will have, I'm sure, some district and regional coverage as we move on to our road to the big house here soon with our area coverage. So Mr. Kennedy, just a couple more games of those, and we'll be on to the road to the big house. And then tomorrow, Dakota, here on Z92 and K101, we'll have some college basketball on Z92. Oklahoma State will be hosting TCU, 15th ranked TCU, for a 1 o'clock tip-off. Pre-game coverage begins at noon here on Z92 for that. Then tomorrow night, Oklahoma will be on the road against West Virginia for a 7 o'clock tip-off. Pre-game coverage begins on K101 at 6:30. Also, got to mention again, the Woodward Hall of Fame 2023 class taking nominations still until February 15th, so you got just under a couple weeks to get those in. You can contact David Norton, the athletic director. You can contact Assistant Athletic Director David Dunlap to get a form for that, or you can go online to the Woodward Athletics page, find the Hall of Fame tab, and find a downloadable PDF there you can print out, and that is for what you believe would be a deserving former student. Maybe it's a teacher, maybe it's a contributor, a whole team, you name it. If you have a person, a former Boomer, or I'd call it a surrounding Boomer, somebody who's helped out in the community that you'd like to see go into the 2023 Hall of Fame class, definitely check that out, fill that out, and get those nominations in again until February 15th. There is the deadline. So, Dakota, I know you had some kind of a good illustration of what Heritage Hall has been as a program there in the past. Do you have those on hand for us as far as detailing the kind of the epic run they've been on, if you will, in the last decade or so?
Yeah, I got it right here. They've had 7 consecutive district championships, 5 consecutive area championships, 5 consecutive regional championships, and that is just impressive.
Which means you're getting to state just about every year for the last about 5 or 6 years with those type of stats. So,
yeah,
I mean, it's really incredible what they've been able to do. We mentioned at the top of the girls broadcast, it seems like on both sides, Heritage Hall has been essentially a go-to, hey, you want to go play some good competition, you go play Heritage Hall. And, that's something that Coach Roper, the Rice Roper, had mentioned to us for Woodward Wednesday night in the coaches show, saying, hey, despite Heritage Hall's record, there's still going to be a team that we want to play, that we want to beat, because that's a good team. Now, this team does not have the size maybe that Heritage Hall has had in the past. They don't have a guy over 6'5". They got one 6'4" guy, and everybody else is 6'3" or shorter. But they still got some extremely great talent. Sebastian Perry, who is their star, their guard, he's committed to play at the University of Nebraska Omaha. That's Division I basketball in the Summit League. Goes against teams like Oral Roberts University there in Tulsa. And he's a player. He can do it all. He's got the speed. He's got the shot, the ball skills, you name it. He's going to be a tough one to clamp down for Woodward tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's also very quick, like you mentioned. We have our work cut out for us. And I don't know if you might have heard, but almost all of these guys are going to TCU, Georgia, Oklahoma, Kansas State. I mean, everywhere, top tier schools.
Well, that's
Duke. Wow. I mean,
yeah, and that's, because they get it done athletically and academically. I mean, we were looking at it up and down the roster as we do with the research, and you had pointed out pretty much just about it seemed like all their seniors are committed to play somewhere at the next level.
And
not
it's
for basketball.
It's not basketball.
But
there's a couple with wrestling, baseball.
Austin Lemon's committed to play baseball at Oklahoma State. And, wrestling. So these guys are multi-sport athletes that just, by and large, they know how to win. That's what this Heritage Hall team does. The boys are coming off a Class 3A state championship.
This school is kind of a winning school in a sense. So, I mean, they don't just get district championships, regional championships. They don't just get them out of thin air, Tyler.
Yeah, you don't just get those handed to you.
No, they got to work for it.
Sir. And it's going to be, we talked about the atmosphere for the girls. They handle it pretty well, it seemed like. For the boys, though, the crowd's even more packed in, and it's senior night again, right? So these seniors are going to be playing their hearts out for Heritage Hall, and you got to be ready for that if you are the Boomers. Like we talked about, hopefully you could take some of that momentum into this matchup. With that, though, let's step aside real quick for another break as both teams now got to the court as the senior night festivities are done here. So we will take a break, come back, and continue to look at this matchup for you. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
We gather together in communities across the nation to remember and honor, to celebrate and support, to light the night. Join us as we lift our lanterns high in order to move toward a world free of blood cancers. Join us as we light the night for a loved one. Join us. We are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Our mission is to cure leukemia, lymphoma, Hodgkin's disease, and myeloma. Our aim is to improve the quality of life of patients and their families. Join us. We are LLS, and when we walk, cancer runs.
Join your community and help bring light to the darkness of cancer. Join us as we light the night. Find your local event at lightthenight.org. That's lightthenight.org.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
And welcome back to Boomer Basketball on Z92 as we get ready for the boys' game here between Heritage Hall and the Woodward Boomers. Talk extensively about Heritage Hall, Dakota, and previewed what they offer. Let's talk about the Boomers a bit. You know, again, it's been pretty clear since the break that the 1-2 punch for the Boomers has been Cash Shipley and, Caden Reed. Cash Shipley doing, you know, usually he's averaging 19 points a game right now. I'd pump that average back up a little bit after it dipped to about 18. Caden Reed has been a consistent about 10 to 12 point scorer since the break, sometimes more. Had a 19-point performance after the break as well, but those two guys have really stepped up to lead this team, and it seems like we're starting to see some more fill in there. Kyle Martin's starting to find his rhythm a little bit again. We'll have nights where Ryan Mosley sees a little bit. Carter Reed's starting to get back into it a bit. I mean, you know, we talk about it with the girls, but it's just as important for the guys. The more of those contributors you could get kind of going, you know, the better. Also, by the way, seeing them suited up tonight.
As soon as my finger went up, the words started pouring out of your mouth.
What has been assistant coach Sam Chief is now suited up Sam Chief, so we'll see if the senior gets any time tonight.
Now he does look a little bit, and this is going to sound interesting. He kind of looks like a Avery Edwards out there right now on the limp, coming back.
Not pushing it super hard.
You know, but not pushing it. You know, Avery wasn't pushing it super hard.
Of course, Sam coming back from a much more severe injury with that broken leg in football.
And that kind of reminded me, Sam did want me to say something. Tonight, his debut, he's dropping 20.
Okay.
That's what he wanted.
Yep. He did tell us he's
3-point.
He keeps telling us he's behind on shots, so he is on pace to try to get those shots up. And, hey, he said he looks good from the corner. That's what the teammates are saying. Get him in the corner. Let him
corner
take that
specialist.
three. Yep.
And that could be big tonight because that's what we're going to need.
Well, it's a senior out there. He's been around the guys. And, you know, it gets you fired up if you're a player seeing one of those guys, especially a senior like Sam who had that unfortunate injury, has had to sit for months now. See him back out on the floor. Sure, that would be kind of a morale boost for those guys that have had to deal with them, so to speak, on the sidelines, right? So definitely good to see that. But no, Dakota, we talked about the speed matchup here for Woodward against Heritage Hall and how that's kind of the area of concern for Coach Roper and crew, right? That they know that Heritage Hall is going to bring that speed. Can Woodward do enough to slow down? I mean, what are some big keys for you in your mind, do you think, for Woodward to be able to slow down Heritage Hall's speed to allow you to be competitive and back and forth in those games?
What they really one thing I want to see just from watching warm-ups and everything, the Boomers are going to need to contain the perimeter, the three-point shot. I mean, this guy is a deadly sniper from the three-point shot.
Talk about Sebastian Perry. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, just watching him, he is something else. But hey, at the same time, you want to keep that effort level. The Boomers have struggled this season playing down to their opponent's level, playing at their opponent's level. I think this might be, a good game where they could play at their opponent's level and maybe keep up with them for a change. That could be something that we see. And hey, the first thing you got to do is contain the perimeter, and you got to keep up with them because they are a fast team.
Right. Well, and it's it seems like we spoke about the last 5 or 6 games on the perimeter side of that for the Boomers, but this one especially important tonight, as you're alluding to, because if Heritage Hall gets rolling early from 3, right, what does that do? Well, now that allows them to know that, okay, you're going to be closing out hard on us. They can pump, and they can use their speed to get into the lane, find some easy looks. And for a team like Heritage Hall that may not have a ton of size, they know they're not necessarily going to be able to bully Woodward in the paint. So if they free themselves up by creating space, by hitting those threes, now that becomes a problem for Woodward, to where it makes it easier for Heritage Hall to get inside and get some easier looks. So, yeah, absolutely. You got to make sure that Heritage Hall is not on lock from 3. And they're kind of like some other teams we've seen throughout the season where they're streaky, right? I mean, they could come out firing at you and hit some real tough ones. You can't let that get you down if you're Woodward. You've got to be able to respond, because this Heritage Hall team at times will go through cold snaps.
And that's when you got to take your advantages, Tyler. As soon as they start missing shots, if they do, that's when you need to say, okay, time to flip the switch. I would take a timeout. If they start missing shots, try to evaluate. Just try to get something going. If you keep up with this team early on, I feel like the confidence keeping up with the team later on will help.
Definitely so. We got the buzzer there. That means both teams getting ready to get to the bench, as we will have the starting lineups upcoming here quickly. But then we'll mention too, again, we are live on Boomer TV, so you can go check out the stream. Tonight, coming with us was Chris Godwin and Maya Pittman. Pittman's been running, and Godwin for that matter at times, has been running the camera, make sure everything's flowing right there, so we appreciate them making the trek out here with us, and we appreciate the whole Boomer TV, because Kurt Province has helped us throughout the season as well as other student help. So cannot thank them enough for allowing us to be able to, have that good mixture, right? We got the audio side, got the video side covered, makes for a fun broadcast for sure. With that, here are the starting lineups for both teams. I'll turn it over to public address announcer.
First up, starting lineup for our friends from Woodward. Sophomore number 2, Carter Reed. Senior number 4, Hayden Reed. Senior number 12, Kyle Martin. Sophomore number 21, Cash Shipley. And senior number 15, Hunter Mosley. The head coach for the Boomers is Darius Logan. All right, here is the starting lineup for your Heritage Hall Chargers. A 6'8" number 1, Cole Corley. A 6'4" senior, number 3, Kyle McLaughlin. A 6'3" senior, number 4, Lee Walker. 6-foot senior, number 22, Leo Burton. 6'1" senior, number 40, Cooper Hudson. 6'1" senior, number 12, Sebastian Perry. And 5'10" senior, number 5, Austin Lemon. Assistants for the Chargers are Chris Hamilton, John Nash, and Kareem Hakeem. For the head man for the Chargers, Dylan.
And there was your starting lineups. Heritage Hall doing a little trickery on us, announcing all the seniors as stars, but that's 6 of them. They can't put 6 out there. For the Boomers, though, it was Carter Reed, Caden Reed, Kyle Martin, Cash Shipley, and Hunter Mosley. A familiar lineup we see. Now the seniors trying to sort out who's actually going to be on the floor for Heritage Hall, because you got 6 out there. Somebody's got to come off. And they will pull Kyle McLaughlin off, so I think. Not quite sure what they're doing. Still trying to figure it out here. Actually, yeah, they got 7. What is going on?
Might be an automatic technical if the game started, but
I would think so. I'm not sure what's going on here. I mean, yeah, you're right. So whistle, ball's in the air, tip is won by Comorn, and I guess, I don't know. I'm not sure how they're doing it. So I guess just kind of an
they're going to let
deal.
all the seniors start.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool deal, I get it. So basically let the Woodward take the side out, right? So, and the seniors smashed and then get emotional. So, I mean, hey, it's cool. It's cool. And Perry actually is he gonna come sit? They're gonna let him come sit. So, gonna let Mr. D1 rest from the sideline for a minute, as well as Austin Lemon.
Might not be the best decision.
We'll see.
See if we
There's
come out
the whistle,
firing.
and we'll redo the jump here. And that one going to be tipped and won by Kyle McLaughlin, and Heritage Hall's Cole Corley will take it across the timeline. Heritage Hall going to left to right in this first half. Boomer's going right to left. Top the key, McLaughlin with it. He's going to try to drive on Cash, gets the baseline. Cuts over the corner to Corley. Top the key now to Liam Bird. He'll hand off to Walker. Ori Walker with it on the right corner. Bounces it down inside. Nice feed over to Cookson, but he'll lose the handle. Heritage Hall still working around. McLaughlin up top. Finds an open Cooper Cookson, but he loses it through his legs. That's out of bounds. It'll stay with Heritage Hall. So kind of letting some of those seniors that maybe not got all the playing time, if you will, be in the ball game here. Just underway in the first quarter, 7:24 to go, still scoreless. Heritage Hall has the first possession. And slapping it will be Cole Corey who will inbound, or Corley, excuse me, I get that. Top the key, Walker with it. He'll try to drive, puts it up over Hunter Mosley. Shot's no good, rebound taken by Martin. Now head to Shipley, one-on-one, stops, puts up a layup, it's no good, no call.
Block.
And now they call a block. And Shipley will draw it as McCorley went to the ground, so he will pick up his first. And Cash Shipley to the line for 2 free throws, coming off a 23-point performance against Guyman. 7:12 to go in the first quarter. Shipley with the first chance to get points on the board. First free throw is good. See who will make it. Second free throw coming. Couple dribbles here for Shipley. He'll dip, he'll shoot it, and that one's strong. So split the pair. Rebound taken by Heritage Hall and Kyle McLaughlin. They'll take it the other way across the timeline. McLaughlin checks up. He'll feed back to Ori Walker. Walker goes in the corner to Liam Burton. Burton will flip it over to Corley. Now hand off to McLaughlin again. Top the key. Checked by Shipley. Gets a screen there from Cookson. Now left wing he has it. Feeds up top to Walker. Walker trying to take on Kyle Martin. Gets cut off in the paint. Go to Cookson down low. Cookson on the block. Couple dribbles. Goes up and under on Shipley. Can't get the layup to go. Rebound out of the hands of McLaughlin. Flip to Shipley. Now ahead to Caden Reed. Reed trying to drive spin move in the paint. Puts up the floater. That one tips out. And gets tipped to McLaughlin on the rebound. And Heritage Hall will take it the other way. Crossover dribble now. As McLaughlin has it right wing. Drives into the paint. Eurostep, did he travel? No, they say the block. Thought maybe for a minute drug the foot, but they say a block. And Kyle McLaughlin will go to the free throw line, and they'll get Hunter Mosley for his first, team first. And getting ready to check into the ball game would be Rashad Smith for Heritage Hall. McLaughlin, a couple dribbles. First free throw good. And coming out for Heritage Hall will be Liam Burton. Tied at 1. Second free throw coming from McLaughlin. That one rims out, no good. So he splits the pair. It's tied all at 1. Caden Reed with the rebound for the Boomers. Head to Kyle Martin. Now to Hunter Mosley cross timeline. Caden Reed, or excuse me, Carter Reed. And Carter Reed can't handle the pass. It's out of bounds. Back to Heritage Hall. It's interesting here, Dakota, to see if Perry gets into the ball game anytime soon. They maybe just kind of saying, hey, we've already got our district, so you might be trying to save them if you're Heritage Hall. The other way now, McLaughlin with it. Into the wing, tries to go down low to Walker, gets it there, and Walker with a hook shot over Cash Shipley, and he's on the board with 2. Heritage Hall up 3-1, and the Boomers almost throw one away, gets took out of bounds, and stay here with Woodward. 5:52 to go in this first quarter. Woodward trailing 3-1. Carter Reed went down on Mosley. Now to Shipley. Into the corner to Kyle Martin. Martin up to Shipley. They get to the wing, or up top to Caden Reed. Caden Reed called for a screen, but pitches it to Carter Reed. Now up to Shipley. Shipley guarded tightly by McLaughlin. Drives, kicks to Mosley on the baseline. Mosley drills around, gives Caden Reed 3 on the way from the right side. Just a bit long, no good. Rebound taken by Rashad Smith. He'll push. Flips that to Cookson. Cookson stops. Tries to put up the layup. It's blocked partially, and they say a foul.
Whoa, that was kind of close.
And that's tough because they get Mosley with it. That'll be his second. So he'll have to come set most likely. And Cooper Cookson will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws. We'll see if Roper puts in the substitution or not. Looks like not yet for Mosley.
And we're going to get Sundered one here.
It is.
The big man.
First free throw for Cookson all the way good. So Cooper Cookson on the board with the point. And as you mentioned, Connor Sunderland into the ball game for Hunter Mosley. Second free throw upcoming now here for Cookson. He'll dip, he'll shoot. That one's strong, no good.
You can just tell this team is well coached.
Absolutely. 4-1, Heritage Hall on top. 5:15 to go in the quarter. Boomers the other way, right wing Martin with it. And working around, Caden Reed has it up top, calling for a screen, gets it from Carter Reed. Caden will drive, kick in the corner to Martin. Martin drives, feeds back to Caden Reed. Baseline, Reed gets in, but gets it poked away. As Smith poked it, and coming up with it is Ori Walker. He'll take it across the timeline. He'll stop, top the key, thought about 3 instead. Gives it to Smith, who gets into the lane for the shot. It's no good, and he is fouled. So he goes to the floor, so it'll be free throws all the way for Rashad Smith. They'll get Caden Reed with it.
It's unfortunate there. You know, you thought you came away clean, but, you know, you got a little too much body in there, and you got to learn to back off at the right time.
Definitely so. Smith now with 2 free throws coming. First one up, and that one good. So 5-1 now, Heritage Hall on top. 4:55 left in the first quarter.
They're pretty solid from the line.
They've split a few here for early on. Second one, that one no good, so they split all 3 trips, but the rebound comes down to Smith. He puts it back up.
You have a good point there
layup.
On the splitting them. They like to split just about every one of them.
So the Boomers the other way now, trailing 7-1. They break the press. Shipley stops, pops for a 3 left wing. That's strong and good. Rebound taken on the backside by Rashad Smith. He slips, and is he out of bounds?
White's out of bounds.
Yep.
Out of bounds.
So it's Boomer ball again. Carter Reed had come up with it, but not before Smith slipped out of bounds. So it's Boomer basketball, trailing 7-1. 4:35 to go in the quarter. Rebound goes into Caden Reed. He'll try to drive baseline, gets cut off, but works his way in, puts it up, and it's swatted by Cooper Cookson. Stay here with the Boomers, though. Carter Reed will inbound beneath the right block. Try to throw it in, gets into Kyle Martin, back out to Caden Reed on the right wing. He'll drive again, floats it down to Martin for the layup, and they say a charge on Caden Reed before Martin would have got the easy bucket. So now Caden Reed with 2 fouls.
It was a very smart IQ play, though, Tyler. It was a very smart play.
It looked good. It's just unfortunate. It was an offensive foul. So 7-1. Chargers will get it back. Go inbound to Smith. No, picked off by Caden Reed. Now to Carter Reed in the right corner. He'll try to drive, spins in, but he's quadruple team, and he'll turn it over. Now ahead to Rashard Smith for the layup and gets it. And just an unfortunate turnover there. 5 points for Smith. Heritage Hall on top, 9-1. Connor Sutherland with it across the timeline. They're working back to Kyle Martin up top, and a timeout here by Coach Roper. Not liking what he's seen. It's a full one. We'll step aside with the Boomers trail 9-1. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Boomer Basketball on Z92 and Boomer TV. Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you as Woodward trails 9-1 here with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Coach Dries Herper taking the timeout for the Boomers there as Heritage Hall's off to a good start in this one, a fast start. Still haven't even seen Sebastian Perry yet, the D1 commit to the University of Nebraska Omaha. And we were talking about we might not simply because of the fact that district locations already set. Boomers out of the timeout. Shipley puts up a tough shot. It won't go. Gets his own rebound, though. Pokes that back up. It still doesn't fall. Third chance. That one's strong. Rebound. Tipped around, and Smith comes up with it. Uncharacteristic of Shipley to not finish there. Smith the other way on the left block. Bounces back up top to McLaughlin. He'll dribble through a double team and puts up the easy layup. He's got 3, and it's 11-1 now. Heritage Hall leads by 10. Caden Reed across the timeline, goes right wing to Shipley. Shipley turns, drives into the paint, got stripped away. McLaughlin got him, and Smith takes it. And Smith will walk it up now. Try to get across the timeline, does fire it to Ori Walker, top of the feet. Back to Smith, left wing. Over to Walker, now right wing to McLaughlin. McLaughlin looking. Feeds it over to Thad Butler, who's into the ballgame for the first time. Smith has it up top. Checked there by Caden Reed. Drives in, kicks over to Walker. Walker lets Sunderland blows by. Now steps back for a 3. That's strong, no good. Rebound taken by Carter Reed. Reed feeds over to Caden Reed. Now ahead to Kyle Martin. In the corner to Shipley. Tees up 3 from there. That one's short. Just didn't get the arm into it. And rebound on the backside. Hall will take it as Smith has it. Goes cross court left corner to Thad Butler. Butler picks up his dribble. Goes left wing now to Kyle McLaughlin. McLaughlin gets a screen from Custom. Takes a straightaway 3. Nailed it. And just nailed it. So 14-1. Heritage Hall on top. Boomers the other way. Martin, right wing. Feeds back to Carter Reed. Swing it over to Shipley up top. Now in the corner to Kyle Martin. He'll drive baseline. Gets cut off. Goes in the right corner. Carter Reed for 3. That one, a couple bounces. No good. Shipley, though, gets the rebound. Nice move by Shipley. Can't get the layup, though.
Connor Sunderland.
Sunderland with a chance and gets it up and in off glass and one. Connor Sunderland.
He's got the first 2-point basket for the Boomers.
Yes, the first field goal for the Boomers. And they'll get Cookson for the foul.
Timeout White.
Taken by Heritage Hall. We'll keep it here since we just took a timeout. Boomers trail 14-3, and it sounds ugly right now, Dakota, but hey, you've at least found something finally. Got your first field goal we're talking about. Maybe a leaping point to get back into it.
Man, maybe you're going to have to start taking some long shots to crawl back in this one. You're down by 11 points, but, it's not that bad, Tyler. We've seen a lot worse. We've seen the Boomers crawl back within 20, so just trying to see the positives from it. You can crawl your way into this one. You're only in the first quarter still.
Big time boys matchup going on right now, by the way. We have 2 schools that pertain to us. Kingfisher and Weatherford going at it. On the girls' side, Weatherford won a tight one over Kingfisher 34-31. Kingfisher after a quarter up 17-9 over Weatherford. So interesting there. After the timeout, the N1 free throw coming here for Connor Sunderland. See if he could convert. Dips and shoots it, and it just rimmed out. So it'll stay 14-3. Heritage Hall comes away with the rebound. McLaughlin feeds ahead to Butler, left wing. Butler double team. Now they bounce it down inside to Carter Knowles, or Trent Johnson, I believe. Excuse me. They go back up top now to Cole Corley. Corley feeds over to McLaughlin. Top to Key. He'll try to drive. Tops, pops, puts up a tough shot. Got it to go. That one was not easy at all. McLaughlin's made back-to-back tough ones. He's got 8 points for Heritage Hall in this first quarter. Boomers the other way. Connor Price with on left wing, seeing his first minutes. Now to Mosley on the left corner. Mosley double team. Just gets taken away. McLaughlin now ahead. We'll go to Liam Burden. Burden throws one away, trying to hit Thad Butler, and it's back to the Boomers. Shipley got a quick rest there, and he's going to be back into the ballgame.
Enough time for a sip of water, Tyler.
Pretty much, as Carter Reed will step out, and Shipley will inbound. Boomers trail 16-3. Minute 9 to go in this first quarter. Caden Reed with it across the timeline. Takes the dribble, feeds over to Shipley, left wing. Shipley gets the screen, but goes to Caden Reed up top. Reed trying to drive, kicks out to Price. Back to Shipley. Shipley in the baseline to Mosley on the left side. Mosley loses the handle, but gets back. They work it up to Reed, almost stolen. The drive, and that pass batted away by Thad Butler. They'll stay here with Woodward. Off the tip pass. It'll be Caden Reed inbounding. Here in front of the Heritage Hall bench. Gets into Hunter Mosley in the right corner. Now back to Reed up top. 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Mosley with it, drives, kicks over to Shipley, but the pass is batted out of bounds. Oh, they say it was off Shipley.
Yep, his finger touched it.
Tough one there, so it's back to Heritage Hall with 34 seconds to go in the first. Boomers trail 16-3. As we've got a falling table going on.
I got it, don't worry, don't worry.
Hall with it now here. I should say Smith with it for Hall. He kicks in the quarter. Thad Butler for three. That one goes.
Wow.
So 19-3 with 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Boomers trail.
Gotta guard their perimeter, Tyler. You cannot let them score like that.
Double screen for Caden Reed, 8 seconds. Trying to drive, kicks over to Price. Now back to Caden Reed, drives, kicks over to Shipley, left wing, 3 seconds. Shipley to Mosley. He's got to put some up. Shipley at the buzzer, right wing for three, and it's no good. And that's how we end the first quarter. Heritage Hall races out to 19-3 advantage over the Boomers. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward.
Hundreds of Oklahoma teenagers have no family, few options, and often nowhere to turn. But older kids need foster and adoptive families too. The Oklahoma Department of Human Services has hundreds of teenagers waiting, hoping that you'll decide to make a difference in their life. Call the Oklahoma Department of Human Services and become a foster or adoptive parent. You will forever change a child's life and your own.
You've made a big difference in my life. Thank you.
To start the second quarter, Boomers have the possession as they trail 19-3. We had a foul on the floor. Cole Horley picked up his second. So Boomers will have it as Carter Reed inbounds beneath left block. Pass is stolen away by Kyle McLaughlin. Chargers will take it back. They'll push now ahead to Orion Walker. Walker in the drive gets the tough layup straight at Caden Reed. Walker with 4 points now. Moves trail 21-3. Caden Reed with the top of the key. Guarded by Rashad Smith. Dribble there, gets a screen. Now nice behind the back dribble, but lost it. And Cooper Cookson comes up with it. And Heritage Hall will slowly take it back the other way. Again, we haven't even seen Sebastian Perry at this point. They're kind of just let him sit. Probably late break glass type of situation. Three all the way from Thad Butler, and he gets another one. So 24-3 now. 7:08 to go in the half. Boomers trail. Carter Reed drives, top the key, slips, feeds it back to Caden Reed. Caden Reed asking for the screen, gets a double screen, goes around the top, drives for the layup, and gets a go. No call there. McLaughlin tried to take a charge. Caden Reed on the board with two. Heritage Hall push it back the other way. Smith with it. Top the key now, McLaughlin, double team, feeds it back over to Smith. Deep left wing three, and that's way strong. Rebound on the backside by Martin. Poked away, though, by Ori Walker. His pass, though, stolen by Caden Reed. Boomers push the other way. Reed in transition, stops, pops below the elbow. That one just rattled out on the jumper. Rebound taken by Ori Walker. As McLaughlin now has it, drive, walks across the timeline, feeds over to Walker, right wing. We'll drive back it out, feed up top to Thad Butler, who's hit 2 threes. Butler bounces over to Smith down the corner. McLaughlin pumps, drives, gets in the baseline for the layup, and gets it to go. Right now, Heritage Hall putting on a clinic, up 26-5. Kyle McLaughlin with 10 points. Boomers top the key. Caden Reed gets a double screen. Now goes to Shipley right side. Swinging around to Carter Reed, but pass picked and stolen by Thad Butler for the layup, and got to go. Butler with 8 points and a timeout taken by Coach Darius Roper as the Boomers trail 28-5 with 5:42 to go in the half. Step aside for a break and come back for some more. Listen to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
Serving in Afghanistan, I was shot in the head by sniper fire. I was given a 5% chance to live. I'm Adam Alexander, and I'm a veteran. Today, I visit classrooms and share my story. I tell kids that with a little help and a lot of work, that you can overcome any challenge.
DAV helps veterans like Adam get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is being there for the next generation.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
And welcome back to Boomer Basketball on Z92. Dakota Wagner and Tyler Riggs with you as Boomers trail 28-5 at the moment. Have the possession. Shipley with the left wing. Top the key now to Caden Reed. Gets the screen from Carter Reed. Fed over to Carter Reed. He'll try drive. Has feedback to Caden. Inside, Caden Reed for layup. Got to go. And the and one as they call the block on Ori Walker. So to the line for an and one free throw will be Caden Reed. He's got 4 points all in this quarter. 4 fouls apiece for both teams. Free throw for Reed, no good. So he can't convert. 28-7 Boomers trail. Other way, Thad Butler gets another open look from 3. That one doesn't go though.
A little too strong.
Rebound taken by Liam Burton. Burton feeds back to McLaughlin, now to Smith. Smith feeds inside, shot swatted, but a foul, we'll say, as Burton went up for it and got swatted away by the Boomers, but a foul.
And it was I think the shortest guy on our team, Caden Reed.
I think it was, yeah.
He's got the hops.
Fortunately for Reed, he'll pick up his 3rd foul, team 5th, and he might have to come sit. This will be Liam Burton at the line for 2 free throws for Heritage Hall. First one is up and good. So he's on the board with the point. 29-7 now. Second free throw upcoming here. Burton will dip and shoot, and that's good as well. So 30-7. Heritage Hall with the lead. 4:50 to go in the half. Boomers the other way, and a pass miscommunication there as they'll go out of bounds back to Heritage Hall. Kyle McLaughlin will come out for Heritage Hall. Leading scorer in the game with 10 points. Yes, 29-7, excuse me. I thought they had 10 on the board.
They're fixing it right now.
Okay. The other way now. Ori Walker with it, can't get it to go. And it's going to be out of bounds back to the Boomers, so you get a stop. And
now it's 30.
There's 30, yep. Let's say I know it wasn't counting that bad.
They're slow learners.
Caden Reed has it across the timeline. Checked there by Burton. Tries to feed a pass over to Carter Reed. That one's stolen away. And a foul as Butler had stolen away, and then both Reeds crashed on top of Butler. See which one they get the foul on. They'll get Caden Reed. Wow. That's his 4th foul of the half. He's already 1 away from fouling out, so we will see Caleb Luthi into the ball game for Reed. Reed frustrated.
Oh man, this is a tough game, Tyler. I mean, this team is.
Hey, this is what's going to test you, though, right? You're down on the road big.
Their record may not look pretty, Tyler, but yeah. I'm telling you, they kept up with Weatherford for a reason.
Yep. And that was when they probably actually played Perry, too, Sebastian Perry. The other way here for Heritage Hall. Smith has a whole shot blocked by Cash Shipley as Smith tried to pull up from the right baseline. Shipley just got it out of there.
Wait for Shipley, to keep his composure and not get too excited about it.
Yep, knowing there's more work to be done.
Yep.
William Bird inbounding for Heritage Hall beneath the right block. He'll throw it in high up top to Smith. Smith crossover dribble on Mosley. Now behind the back dribble. Drive into the paint, puts it up. That shot blocked. Rebound taken by the Boomers. Carter Reed feeds over to Martin. On to head down to Mosley. To Shipley on the left wing. Up top to Martin. They'll flip it around to Luthi. Luthi back to Carter Reed. To Martin. Working the perimeter to Mosley now. Or to Shipley now. Now to Luthi in the left corner. Up top to Martin. Back to Carter Reed. He'll try to drive. Hop step. Gets into the paint. Puts it up. And gets it to go. Carter Reed on the board with 2.
A good little move there, Tyler.
Smart move, good patience. Heritage Hall the other way. Smith pulls up for a 3 in transition. That won't go. Rebound fought for. It's between the legs of Martin. He'll save it. Nice save to Carter Reed. Throws ahead to Mosley, but the pass is tipped. Thad Butler steals it. Now it's tipped back to Carter Reed, and he threw it away trying to save it. Kyle Martin, a crazy sequence there.
Good effort play there by Mosley, just to keep it alive right before it went out of bounds.
It was a series that had about 2 or 3.
It was not just one person, but
yeah.
Man, it was all effort play there. It was good. And that's what Coach Roper clapping his hands about.
Yeah, because you need to continue to show that effort.
Even though the lead's, not the best, deficit.
Inbound for Hall will be taken by Ori Walker. He has the top to keep. Now they'll swing it around to McLaughlin, who's back into the ball game. McLaughlin gets the screen up top from Cookson, tries to drive, gets cut off. Now feeds up to Ori Walker for a 3 straight away. That's no good. It was contested. Shipley scoops up the rebound.
He's going
push
quick.
For the Boomers, has the numbers. Into the paint, drives, puts up a tough shot. No call on the contact. Shipley gets his own board and gets it to go.
I think they're going to just let him play physical maybe a little bit here.
I think so. We've talked about that. It's more physical, it seems like, when you get to the city.
And then you get back home where, there's a couple towns here and there. It's a little bit more freed up.
Yep.
Or a little bit more harsher on the contact mic,
And a
no
whistle
shot.
And no shot to say foul on the floor before Ori Walker could drive and put up a shot. Be 1-and-1s here for Heritage Hall. Be charged to the Boomers, but which be Kyle Martin. So Martin with his first.
They're going to have a substitute for Heritage Hall here, number 15 checking in.
It'll be Jackson Carter seeing his first minute.
He's going to take out
1-and-1, no good from Ori Walker in the front end. Rebound taken by Mosley. Took a bump. Let it go. Now they'll feed ahead to Luthi. Luthi with the dribble. Across the timeline, goes over the corner to Mosley for 3. That's good. Hunter Mosley cans one. That gets some of the Boomer faithful excited. And a timeout taken here by Heritage Hall with 2:10 to go. 30-14. Boomers trying to find their way back into it. We'll keep it right here.
Hey, what a shot, though, man. That was beautiful.
Yeah, stepped into it with confidence. Good assist, I believe, from Luthi on that.
Kind of had a little bit of a step back there and delivered. But, hey, they're cutting into the lead a little bit.
We've got it down to 16 from 21. That's what prompted the timeout, I believe, from Coach Sullivan at Heritage Hall. So, I mean, hey, like we're talking about, you keep your head up, you keep trudging along, maybe you find your way back into it. Out of the timeout here, Heritage Hall will have the possession. For the 5 from the Boomers, it'll be Carter Reed, Hunter Mosley, Caleb Luthi, Cash Shipley, and Kyle Barnes, the same 5. It's for Heritage Hall now. Herbie, excuse me, is inbound. And McLaughlin will take it and take it across the timeline for the Chargers. Right wing will have it, lays off. Now he's going to drive baseline, try to feed. It gets bounced around to Cole Corley. This is the intended target, but he came up with it on the right wing now. Bounces it back to Herbie. He'll try to drive, feed down to Cookson. Cookson can't quite handle it, but gets it. Feeds up top. A bump there between Luthi and Corley, and a turnover. As it goes out of bounds, let's say it's Boomer ball. So good job there by Luthi to challenge the pass. It'll be inbound here for the Boomers in front of the scorers table. Heritage Hall using some of that depth they have. A couple more subs. Boomers have it on the right wing. Carter Reed with it. Now swinging around quick to Luthi on the left side. He'll drive, puts up a little floater. That one comes up just a touch short. Rebound taken by Smith. And Heritage Hall will go the other way. Across the timeline. Smith with it. Bounces off his foot. And it gets to Thad Butler. Butler going to try to drive down to the paint. Does. Puts up a bit of a prayer. Wanted the call. Didn't get it. Rebound taken by Luthi. Luthi now ahead to Carter Reed. Reed crossover dribble into the paint. Spin move. And we got a whistle and I think a foul. It is, as it will get Kyle McLaughlin for Heritage Hall. It's his first, team fifth. So inbound here for the Boomers will be Carter Reed below the left block. Tries for him. McLaughlin going to pick it off. And Cookson will have it. Feed over to Smith, and Heritage Hall pushes the other way. Minute 4 to go in the half, leading 30-14. Smith now from the right wing. He'll drive, try to feed to Cookson. Does. Cookson kicks out. 3 on the way, and that one no good there from Jackson.
They're going to get Kyle Martin here on a foul, I think.
Yep, and a loose ball foul.
1-and-1.
By Martin. That'll be the 8th team foul for him. So as Cook mentioned, 1-and-1's on the way. Martin picked up his second. Be Cooper Cookson at the line for 2 free throws, or for a free throw, excuse me. Could make it 2. Now substitution as Carter Reed will come out. Connor Price into the ballgame. Cookson dribbles. He'll dip. He'll shoot. And the first one no good. Rebound comes to Connor Price. Boomers take it the other way. Shipley zips it down to Mosley, and that one tipped by Smith.
And you know, that thing right there kind of gets Shipley in trouble every now and then. Those no-look passes. You know, I see what he's trying to do, and I respect it, but at the same time, you got to look in critical games like this.
Yeah, inbound for Shipley. We'll go to Connor Price. As we said, they don't look inbound it. Kyle Martin now gets it. He'll drive, kick out to Mosley. Corner for 3. Oh, it just popped out. Shipley there with the rebound. Pokes that back up a little go. Gets a third chance and puts it in. Cash Shipley being aggressive on the boards.
But wait for Hunter to have that confidence and go ahead and try to knock down it in and out.
Yep, in and out after making 1. Now Shipley guarding McLaughlin. 20 seconds to go in the half. Teams trail 13-16. McLaughlin trying to drive a foul.
A bump on Ship. Yep.
That one was pretty obvious to us straight away. It's the first for Shipley.
It's different when you see it live in action multiple times, game after game, and then you're like, oh, that's a bump.
Yep. And McLaughlin will be at the line. This 101 is 9th team foul for the Boomers. First free throw from McLaughlin is good. He's now got 11. Second free throw about to be on the way here. Puts it up and in. So McLaughlin making both. He's got 12. With 10 seconds to go in the half, Boomers trail by 16. Luthi with it, feeds back to Martin. Now over to Shipley with 8. On the left wing up top to Martin. Steps up, takes the 3. Oh, just rattled out. It was halfway in and down. Cookson comes down with the board. And that's going to be the end of the first half. Woodward will trail 32-16 into the break. We'll step aside, come back with the Dairy Queen halftime show. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived, and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward. Craving a classic patty? Well, there's one place that can satisfy your hunger with 100% beef and a price you can't beat. Get your DQ fix today. The corner of 13th and Main, the home of Woodward's very own Dairy Queen, with drive-through, curbside delivery, or call-in orders available. All great ways to get your DQ fix today. Check out the Facebook page for updated specials and call 580-256-2397 to place an order. Open Monday through Thursday from 10 to 9 and 10 to 10 on Friday and Saturday. Call 580-256-2397 to get your DQ fix today.
Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Oklahoma.
This message presented by the OSSAA and the Oklahoma Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back to Boomer Basketball here on Z92. Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you as we are at the Dairy Queen halftime show. Woodward trails 32-16 here at the break. Let's look at some halftime stats. For Heritage Hall, Kyle McLaughlin has 12 points in this one, leading the Chargers. Thad Butler had 2 threes and another field goal. He's got 8. And then 5 for Rashard Smith, 4 for Ori Walker, and 2 for Liam Burden. Did not play Sebastian Perry, the D1 commit out of University of Nebraska Omaha, did Heritage Hall in that first half. For the Boomers, Cash Shipley right now with 5 of the 16 points, 4 for Caden Reed, but he's in foul trouble with 4 fouls, 3 for Hunter Mosley, 2 apiece for Connor Sunderland and Carter Reed. And that is your scoring breakdown there at the half, Dakota. It was that first quarter. Woodward did play Heritage Hall to a draw in the second quarter, 13-all, but Heritage Hall had that 19-3 start. And Woodward right now doing their best to try to claw back.
You know, and I feel like our boys just, it got to them mentally in the first quarter where we're just so frustrated that we couldn't, you know, get out of the press and the full court press they were getting, and it was just mayhem, you know, in the first quarter. But the second quarter, you know, we seen some 3-point shots fall. You know, one from Hunter Mosley, and then he tried to put it back, and we're seeing some good flashes now, but just unfortunately that first quarter really put us in a hole early on.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about in the pregame, like, you knew come down to this environment you're going to have to be on top of it to start the game, simply because of, you know, the home environment they've got with senior night, and then kind of having the speed they have, some of the depth, and we've seen that on display from Heritage Hall. They've used that quite well against the Boomers, and they made some tough shots. McLaughlin had a couple there where they just made a few real tough ones there against Woodward. So with that, we'll step aside for another break here at the Dairy Queen halftime show and come back and talk about some keys potentially the Boomers can use to get back into this when you're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
Whether full service or do-it-yourself, the Triple Clean Car Wash has what you want. Located at 1121 26th Street in Woodward, the Triple Clean Car Wash is open Monday through Saturday from 9:30 to 5 for full service. Self-service is open 24 hours year-round.
When you want the best pricing and no gimmicks on office supplies, furniture, electronics, and gifts, do yourself a favor. Stop by Divine Stationery and Radio Shack in Woodward at 2121 Oklahoma Avenue or call 580-256-7040. Serving Northwest Oklahoma since 1939.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward. Attention Expo Farm Expo exhibitors, booth space is now available. It's the K105 92 Home and Agribusiness Trade Show, and it's coming to the Woodward County Event Center and Fairgrounds March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd. Now in our 39th year, this show features 2 exhibitor buildings plus outside exhibitor space and will host an extensive variety of agriculture products and farm equipment. Also, home improvement ideas, clothing, communication and entertainment products, ATVs, lawn and garden, new and used automobiles, plus arts and crafts and great food vendors. Thousands annually rely on Expo Farm Expo to see a wide variety and selection of products and services that only a show of this size can offer. Booth space is now available by calling 580-256-4101. That's 580-256-4101. Don't miss out. Reserve your space today for the Tri-State's largest spring home and farm show and be part of Expo Farm Expo 2023. Coming to the Woodward County Fairgrounds Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd. It's food, folks, and fun with K101.
Welcome back to Boomer Basketball on Z92. Dakota Wagner, Tyler Reach with you, also on Boomer TV. And we are at the Dairy Queen halftime show as both teams, well, I say both teams, Heritage Hall back on the floor, get some shots up. Woodward's still in the locker room a bit, but Dakota, speaking of that, some adjustments the Boomers can make. I mean, again, you played them to draw in the second quarter, had that slow first quarter. What do the Boomers need to do to get back into it here for the Boomers?
Definitely going to have to guard the perimeter. I mean, these guys have been hitting corner threes non-stop. I mean, one after another. It seems like they're just taking way too many shots as well, the Heritage Hall. You're letting them shoot the ball way too much, and I feel like that's why we're at a deficit, especially from the first quarter. They were just hammering us. But now you gotta start firing back at some of these, and you gotta start feeling it. Don't force shots, but force pressure to where you have those open looks and have those open looks down in the paint area where you can get a big guy like Cash Shipley or maybe Connor Sunderland in there in the paint for a shot, because those are our two biggest guys that could possibly hit the rim, and that's what we need. We need to get caught back up.
We'll see how the Boomers handle Caden Reed, because he does have 4 fouls as the senior guard, so we'll see if we see him to start the second half or not. It'll be,
and we might get to see maybe a flash of Sam Cheap. He is doing some in the legs dribbling right now and trying to get warmed up.
Yeah.
But let's just see what happens.
Definitely. So with that, the Dairy Queen halftime show comes to a close as both teams get back to the bench here and get ready. I want to mention Mr. Kate Kennedy has got Round Ball Roundup rolling right now on K101. O'Keene and Burlington going at. Should be in the boys game now. So good one there to check out as well. Listen in on both. Whatever you need to do. And to start the second half, I believe Heritage Hall will have the possession. And they will. Still looks like we're not going to see Sebastian Perry, so interesting.
No, he was just kind of throwing the ball to the other guys, during that half game or halftime warm up. And
again, with the district assignments already set, they're probably not trying to risk any injury.
Yeah, don't want to push him. He's a good athlete.
Yep. So Heritage Hall will start with it. Cooper Cookson has it. He'll feed to McLaughlin left corner. And that pass to Walker now saved as Walker was going out of bounds, but saved it. Gets back up top. Corley swings over to McLaughlin for three in the left corner and nailed it. So McLaughlin now with 15 in this one.
And he just has a beautiful shot, Tyler.
It is clean. Boomers the other way. Shipley with it up top. Now to Martin in the right corner to Caden Reed, who is out there. Swinging around left corner to Martin. Martin will drive, gets cut off on the baseline, and gets it knocked out of his hands, out of bounds. He'll stay with the Boomers. 35-16. Heritage Hall on top. Carter Reed sits to inbound it. Throw it into Mosley. Back to Reed. Well, up and under, and got it to stick. I thought it was going to pop out for a second, but found a way to get it in. So 35-18. Carter Reed with 4 points. The other way, Heritage Hall. Smith drives, puts up layup, and goes. Rashad Smith now with 7 in this one. Boomers the other way. Carter Reed into the corner to Kyle Martin. Now to Caden Reed up top to Shipley beside him. Shipley flips back to Caden Reed, now to Martin in the corner. Up to Carter. Left wing to Caden Reed. Gets a screen there. Now Mosley on the baseline, out to Kyle Martin for 3. Right corner and nailed it. In rhythm, Kyle Martin with the 3 there.
Cuts it to a 16-point deficit.
37-21 now, 6:30 to go in the third. Heritage Hall the other way. Corley with it, drives inside, stops, gets cut off. Now he's double teamed, ball almost stripped away from him. Now bounces out to McLaughlin. Step back 3 over Shipley, that's no good. Rebound by Cookson, tip to Walker. Walker trying to drive, top the key to Corley. Corley going to drive into the paint, puts up the floater and gets it away. Cole Corley with the 2. Boomers the other way, Martin down beneath the right wing. Goes behind now to Carter Reed, but that ball is loose, picked up by Corley in the backcourt. Flips to Cookson inside for Heritage Hall.
Blocked by Martin.
Yeah, by Martin. Taken by Cookson. No, up top to McLaughlin, goes for the layup. Can't get it to go, but the foul as McLaughlin, just Kyle McLaughlin right now having a game with 15 points. And the foul will be on Kyle Martin, his 3rd. McLaughlin at the line for 2 free throws. First free throw from McLaughlin is good. Got 16 in this one. Martin will come out. Luthi comes in for the Boomers. Second free throw upcoming for McLaughlin. That one good as well. 41-21, Chargers on top. Boomers the other way though. Swing it to Shipley on the right wing. Now to Reed. Reed going to try to drive. Stops, pops for the jumper, and gets it to go from the elbow. Caden Reed with 6. Heritage Hall will walk it back the other way with Kyle McLaughlin taking it. Across the timeline now. Guarded by Shipley. Calling out the play. McLaughlin trying to drive, gets a screen. That goes around, gets the baseline and feeds to Walker.
Blocked.
Swat clean by Shipley.
That's what we like to see, Shipley getting in there and being aggressive.
Heritage Hall will keep the possession, but yeah, excellent block by
Clean.
Shipley.
Clean block.
And down from Corley, goes to Smith. Now up top to McLaughlin for 3, and he got it. It's 2 threes in this quarter for McLaughlin, and he is now broken 20 points. Turnover the other way for the Boomers. It's Smith now up with it in transition. Shipley can't get the block, but they'll call the foul as the shot missed. And they'll get Shipley for his 2nd.
Shipley kind of looked, and then he said, oh, well. He didn't think he touched him, but.
Not much you can do about it once it's called, right? So
nope.
It is what it is.
And if you argue with them, you get teed up usually. Or not usually, but
yeah,
if you argue too much.
It's not a smart idea. Smith makes the first free throw, 45-23, Chargers on top now, 4:57 to go in the 3rd. Second one upcoming here for Smith. That one up and good. They both. He's now got 9. Boomers the other way. Shipley will get it across the timeline, right wing. They give it to Carter Reed. Now try to kick it over to Luthi. He gets in the corner, but he's double teamed. Now a tough spot and gets stripped away by Kyle McLaughlin. Now to Smith. Smith ahead to Liam Burton for the layup, and Shipley got a piece of it, but it didn't matter as it still went in. Shipley tried to get a block on it, but couldn't. And so Liam Burton with the bucket. He's got 4, and now a timeout here.
Timeout, he wants a 30.
So we'll go ahead and step aside with him quickly. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
What if one day you went to your secret hiding place, and instead of what you came for, you found a phone number, 1-800-662-HELP? What would you do? Would you stop and give it some thought? Before drugs take their toll on you and your family, know that there is help. You can quit. For help with drug use, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral, or go to samhsa.gov/knowtherisks.
back to Boomer Basketball on Z92. Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you. Boomers trail 48-23, but had the ball after the timeout. Shipley gets it across, goes for the scoop layup, can't get to go, and they call the foul as he took some contact there on the way up.
Like 3, they got McLaughlin.
That they did, so it'll be his second, team first. Shipley at the line for 2 free throws. So he's got 5 in this one, trying to add to that. First one up and good.
Cash money.
Caden Reed and Shipley lead the Boomers with 6 apiece right now. Second free throw upcoming for Shipley. And that one going to be a bit short, so he'll split the pair. Remains 48-24. Heritage Hall with the possession, 4:25 to go in the third. Now zip pass. They try to get down to Thad Butler. Butler tries to swing it to Burden, and it's out of bounds off Burden on the baseline. Be to the Boomers. Carter Reed will inbound to Luthi. Tries to feed it back to Carter Reed, but it's stolen away. Layup good by Corley. Corley with the bucket. Now a whistle here off the ensuing inbound as Carter Reed got into Caden Reed and he got pushed. He'll get Thad Butler for his first, team's second. 50-24, Boomers trail. Carter Reed will inbound to Caden. Now bounce back to Carter. Ahead to Luthi. Luthi across the timeline. Seen a double team. Now to Mosley. Bounce to Shipley. Over to Caden Reed. Now to Luthi in the right wing. Reed going to drive to the paint. Nice move. Gets free for the layup and gets it in. Caden Reed playing with his 4 fouls. Has 8 points. Rizzo trail by 24. Smith the other way for Heritage Hall. Gets all the way in and puts up the layup with an answer.
I think that's what they're trying to do, is just answer right away.
Yeah, that's what they are with that speed. We talked about it. 52-26. Luthi now double teamed as he's across the timeline. Let's find Caden Reed. Backside to Carter Reed. He'll drive into the block. Tries to put up, and they call a foul. And our crowd needs to realize there was a foul called. 2 free throws coming for Carter Reed. As Corley will take the free throws, or take the foul, his third. Reed for the free throws. First one is up, and that's no good. So we'll get a second one though. As Heritage Hall, a couple substitutions. McLaughlin will come sit. Oriel Walker back into the ball game. As well as Trenton Johnson. Second free throw for Carter Reed. That one up and no good as well, so he missed both. Rebound fall forward. Caden Reed going to come up with it. Now puts up layup. Can't get that to go. It's behind the glass. Again, gets his own layup, but he's double teamed and trapped in a jump ball. Possession are going to keep it with Woodward. Inbound coming here from Carter Reed beneath the right block. He'll find Shipley open left corner. Shipley going to pump, try to drive baseline, puts up a tough leaner. That one just goes out. Rebound poked at. Swatted into the backcourt loop. You're going to be able to come up with it for the Boomers. This is tipped by Heritage Hall. Reed with it. Now on the right side. Drives, kicks to Luthi. Top key. Good extra pass. Shipley for 3. That one short though. Shipley tracks it down. Puts it back up. That won't go. Third chance. No sir, but he gets fouled. Cash Shipley to line for 2. Dakota is uncharacteristic that we are seeing Cash Shipley miss these easy chances, and we got full timeout from Heritage Hall as the foul occurred. We'll keep it here.
So with Cash Shipley, and you talk about him, not being able to finish on the glass. One thing that I take a positive out of that is he's getting rebounds one after another. If we can see that against teams that we're going to play in the regional, side of things,
and district,
and I feel like that's a good thing. We're seeing these rebounds from Cash, something that we haven't seen him hitting the glass as much. So it's a positive thing to see that, because I don't think we're going to go against team Elk City. I don't think they're going to be Heritage Hall good. So that's it's a plus to take that from.
Heritage Hall, Class 3A, but again, as we talked about, have played some of the top competition in the state in preparation for playoffs. I mean, you look at their schedule, And they're
Oh,
6-11, but they've played all upper competition.
You would just look without knowing who Heritage Hall is and say, oh, they're terrible.
Right.
And then you take a look at the teams they played and you say, oh, okay, that's why.
It's clearly a schedule knowing, okay, if we play up in 6A teams and 5A and 4A teams, then that will get us better prepared for 3A. So
it's kind of like something Coach Roper is doing, you know.
Right.
He wants to play those hard teams that are going to blow us out. Not he wants that to happen, but teams that are building us.
You better bring the fight to, or they'll blow you out.
They're building us for a better opportunity for the postseason. Because that's what it comes down to.
Both free throws by Shipley misses. That's a bit unfortunate. Rebound taken by Thad Butler. And he throws it out of bounds, he got double teamed immediately. Good job by the Boomers to force the turnover right back. Side out inbounds can be Carter Reed on the far side. He'll slap it, bounce it into Hunter Mosley. Mosley feeds to Shipley, tries to go inside to Reed. It's stolen away by Thad Butler. Butler head to McLaughlin, and it's too strong. Saved by McLaughlin into Johnson. Now it goes to Walker on the the left wing. Now Shipley going to come up and steal the other way on the pass. Goes for layup and gets it to go.
Good hustle play there by Shipley. You know, even though you're down, you're keeping the effort level at a high intensity.
It's good leadership for sure. 52-28, 2:23 to go in the third. Shipley with 8 points. McLaughlin going to stop pop for the jumper. That one a bit no good. Rebound on the backside by Walker. Corey Walker, not the tallest guy, but he's got a good frame to him. He's got 6. Boomers the other way. Carter Reed with it down on the right block. Tries to back it out to Luth. He does. Luth had to track it down, though. To Shipley on the left wing. Shipley crossover, drive, feeds back to Mosley. Mosley going to stop, pop for the jumper just outside the block. That's no good, left side. Rebound taken by Heritage Hall, and it's Thad Butler with it across the timeline, checked by Caleb Luthi. Now he'll get a screen up top. Butler rolls around to the left wing, now to Walker. Walker gets down into the paint, makes a good move, and gets open for the layup. Walker now with 8 in this one. 56-28, minute 25 to go in the third. Boomers the other way. Luthi thought about the 3, now passes up to Carter Reed, top of the key. They swing it back to Shipley. Shipley checked hard there by McLaughlin. Nice move through a double team. Puts up the layup and a whistle and a foul. Shipley almost got to go but couldn't. They'll go to the free throw line. They will get, that will be Carter Knowles. So it's Carter Knowles, not Trent Johnson. Okay. And Knowles is 24, but they've got his 23 out there on the floor. Okay. So first free throw for Shipley, up and good. He's got 9. Second free throw upcoming. Heritage Hall almost kind of line changes at this point with their deep bench. Second free throw for Shipley, that's up and good as well. He's got 10 in this one. 50-30 or 56-30. Boomers trail the other way. Heritage Hall can't get the layup to go with that. Butler. Rebound taken by Caleb Luthi. Go down the right side now, back it out a little bit. Seeing a double team, needs some help. Finds Mosley up top. They swing it to Shipley. Shipley back to Luthi. Down to Martin on the right wing. Back up top to Luthi. Luthi to Martin. To Shipley on the left side. The drive. Feed back to Price. Price dribbles it around. They work it to Luthi on the right side. Price will get it back. He'll try a drive, and they'll say a whistle as Price took a bump with 41 seconds to go in the quarter. I believe they've got Jackson Carter in there. They do his first team 6 foul for Heritage Hall. So bright side for the Boomers, 1 more, and it'll be bonus the rest of the way. Price set to inbound beneath the right block. He'll get out to Luthi up top. Now to Martin in the corner to Shipley. Shipley driving. Puts up the tough layup. That won't go. Rebound taken by Rashad Smith. Smith now head to McLaughlin. McLaughlin behind the back dribble on Mosley. Gets it, kicks it over to Carter for a tough 3 there. That's no good. Rebound by Mosley. Now head to Shipley. He's leaking out. Got a man trailing. It's Carter. Tried to go for the dunk, I think. Didn't get it. And Martin comes down with the rebound. Martin drives, puts up the nice layup in it. So Martin with 5 points. 8 seconds to go in the quarter. Heritage Hall the other way. Smith drives, feeds down to Carter. Shot blocked by Martin. Now Mosley the other way. Can't get the shot up before the end of the quarter, and that's how we end the third. Heritage Hall leads 56-32. We'll step aside for a break. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived, and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward.
Parents, do you want your teen to be a safe driver? Enroll them today in Oklahoma's free online Work Zone Safe course for teen drivers at www.workzonesafe.com. Your teen will learn to be a safe driver in a work zone and be eligible to win scholarships, sports tickets, and more. Visit www.workzonesafe.com to learn more and enroll your teen today. WorkZoneSafe.com.
With the first possession. Smith on the right wing now inside to Cooper Cookson, and we got a whistle and an offensive foul away from the ball as rolled up was Kyle McLaughlin. I don't know if he was the one that got it or not. It was. That's the 7th. So Woodward in the bonus for the rest of the ball game. McLaughlin with his third foul. 56-32. Woodward on trailing. Caden Reed within the backcourt. Then Carter playing catch, trying to break the press. They do. Ahead to Luthi. Luthi on the left wing gets it almost stripped away and stolen, but McLaughlin commits the foul. That's going to be quickly his 4th foul to go up, and it'll be free throws for Caleb Luthi.
And I think he's going to have a substitution coming in here.
Yep, Ori Walker into the ball game for McLaughlin.
And he's a finisher, you know, behind him. He always gets his rebounds and puts them back up.
Absolutely. So 1-1 upcoming here for Luthi. And the first free throw no good. Rebound taken by Heritage Hall. As Smith now goes down the court. Top the key with it, gets the screen left wing. Gets inside to Cookson. Now Walker on the cut, can't get to go, but a whistle and a foul. As Walker got a bit of a bump. Strong man in there, you mentioned a good finisher. I'll get Carter Reed with the foul. Just his first, and 2 shots now here for Walker. First free throw from Walker. That one rims out, no good. Second free throw upcoming. I apologize to everybody out there for my voice just randomly going on me throughout this broadcast. It's just fading on me. Second free throw good from Walker. So he splits the pair. He's got 9. Boomers the other way. Across the timeline, Mosley now feeds to Luthi. Top the key to Martin. Martin will try to drive, gets in for the floater, and it goes
Martin,
in.
He's having a night. He's up to 7.
Yeah, having a good night this Kyle Martin. A little bit of everything. The other way now. Chargers with it, leading 57-34 over the Boomers. 6:50 to go in the game. Now driving a foul as Cole Corley, gets sent to the floor. They'll tag it to Carter Reed, his second, team 5th, I believe. So Heritage Hall will have the inbound. This will be Corley inbounding beneath left block. He'll throw it out to Walker. Top the key. Walker with the dribble. Hands off to Smith now. Smith will back it out. Smith will turn. Kick over to Walker to the left corner. Drives. Fades away, puts it up, rims it out, no good. Had a clean look at it. Rebound taken by the Boomers. Luthi ahead now, top the key. He'll try to drive. Feeds back to Martin. Martin will attack, gets cut off, feeds to Luthi. He'll catch between them. Down the corner, Caden Reed for 3. That one just doesn't stick. Heritage Hall with the rebound. Smith the other way, finds Cooper Cookson cutting. He lets man blow by and gets layup. Cookson with his first basket of the night. Boomers the other way, right wing, down right corner to Mosley. Tees up a 3 from there, that's no good. Rebound taken by Corley. Corley ahead. It's picked off, though, by Mosley. Boomers take it back. 59-34, they trail. 5:50 to go in this one. Caden Reed up top with it near the logo. Now feeds back to Carter Reed. It's Kyle Martin. Left wing to Luthi. Left corner to Caden Reed. Screen there. Now feed up to Mosley, top of the key. Back to Reed. Reed will drive. Gets cut off. Double team. Luthi. Pump fakes to the drive. Puts up a tough 2. That one's no good. Rebound snatched away by Caden Reed, though, and puts it up and in.
And he's up to 10.
Yep, good hustle from Mr. Reed. Been playing a long time with those 4 fouls, playing smart.
Got double digits, though.
Heritage all the other way. Smith, a nice feed down to Cookson. Gets the shot up. Gets it to go, and the foul. I think we're going to tag Kyle Martin with it. If so, that'd be Martin's 4th. And it is. And Cookson now with 4 points. And it's 61-36 with 5:10 to go in this one. Cookson for the and 1 free throw. Puts it up and doesn't go. Rebound taken by Kyle Martin. Boomers will push back the other way. Martin feeds to Luthi. He'll work it around to Carter Reed on the right wing. He'll try to drive, stops. Has kicked back up to Caden Reed. He gets the screen there. Now over to Luthi, right wing. Lets man blow by, puts up the 3. That's short. Rebound on the backside by Hunter Mosley. Gets stripped away, but Luthi comes up with it. They'll reset. Caden Reed. Kyle Martin left corner for 3. That one's strong, no good. Rebound taken by Walker. Now ahead to Smith, who's leaking out. Smith for the layup. Gets it to go. Smith now with 13 in this one. Boomers the other way. Mosley with it. Hands off to Caden Reed. He'll try to attack from the wing. Puts up a tough leader. Almost went down. Rebound taken by Heritage Hall. Almost stolen away, though. But Liam Burden gets it. Burden across timeline. Zips it to Cookson. Now to Smith on the wing. Smith waving them off. Trying to go one-on-one. Behind the back dribble. Good defense from Carter Reed. No, they say a foul. So Carter Reed going to pick up his 3rd foul. Be the team 5th or 6th foul, excuse me. And now some substitutions as Ben Cheap sees his first action tonight. Good thing I put him in the book. I knew ahead of time. I was on it. Cash Shipley into the ball game. So it's Connor Price, Carter Reed, Ben Cheap, Cash Shipley, and Hunter Mosley. As inbounding here will be Cole Corley for Heritage Hall, far side. They'll throw it out to Walker, who's in the backcourt. Pick it up. Walker now with it, gets the double screen on the right wing. And a whistle. And they're going to get a foul on Carter Reed away from the basket. And that's going to be a 1-and-1 now for Heritage Hall. That's the 17th foul for the Boomers. That's Carter Reed's 4th foul. It's going to be Liam Burton shooting free throws. As Burton sitting up here for the 1-on-1. Carter Reed getting an explanation of why the foul's on him. First free throw from Burton, up and good. He's got 3 in this one. Heritage Hall with the lead, 65-36.
They got this game televised or something, Tyler? I mean, they got a cameraman over here, over there,
They do
over
have
there.
their own stream, yeah.
I mean, it must be a beautiful stream. But nothing like ours, because
that's right.
Boomer TV. Man.
Second free throw good from Burton, so 65-36. Boomers the other way now. Shipley left wing with it. Goes to Price. Right wing to Cheap. In the corner to Mosley. Mosley back up to Price up top. Little catch there. Mosley going to turn, drive, feed up to Carter Reed. Straight away for 3. That one, no good. Rebound fought for it, gets tipped around. Eventually, Burton comes up with it for Heritage Hall. We'll feed over to Cookson. Cookson. Give it to Kyle McLaughlin. Looks like Luis Stroud that's checked in for the Boomers. Left wing McLaughlin with it. Now to Burton. Burton bounces back out to McCurdy, or to Corley. He'll try to drive into the paint, puts a blade, but it's no good. Rebound taken by the Boomers. Connor Price with it, feeds to Carter Reed's double team though, and he loses the handle out of the double team. They say Woodward ball, I think they do.
Ethan Neal also going to check into the game. So you'll have Carter Reed, Hunter Mosley check out, Ethan Neal, Luis Corral check in. So it'll be Shipley, Neal, Corral, Cheap, and Price.
So there's the 5 for the Boomers. Cheap with it now, top to Shipley. Going to Neal in the corner to Price. Shipley takes it back up top. There's 2:55 to go. Play will catch. Shipley straight away 3, and that one goes down. Cash Shipley nails it. He's now got 13 in this one. Chargers though up 65-39. Smith with it. He'll try to answer with the 3 straight away of his own. That's short. Luis Corral with the board after he had the closeout. Connor Price feeds ahead to Ethan Neal. Neal into the paint for the layup. Can't get to go. And a foul. They'll say Ethan Neal to the line for 2 free throws.
Wait for him, you know, trying to get to the basket and try to finish, but going up with it against those big guys.
Second foul charge to Jackson Connor. And so it'll be 2 free throws here for Ethan Neal. First one is up, and that's good. Second one up coming here for Neal. That one going to be good as well. So he's got 2 points. 65-41, 2:25 to go. And on the inbound, they'll say, not quite sure who they say the foul on there. They say out of bounds. It's out of bounds, back to the Boomers.
Interesting.
So Shipley will inbound to Neal. Neal touch passes over to Corral, wasn't ready for it. Now it's back the other way for Heritage Hall. Pushing this home in Brown. Brown loses the handle of it. Picking it up has been Cheap. He runs into a man. Back we come for Heritage Hall. He's on feet inside for the layup. It's no good. Double team there. Boomers come over the board. Shipley ahead to Neal. Neal on the wing. Feeds to Price. Now top Shipley. Right wing Cheap. Cheap going to try to drive baseline. They say a push. They're on Heritage Hall, and that was committed by Britt Mulherby.
I think this game is really hurting Sebastian Perry, Tyler. His hands are going on his face, and he's just frustrated about no calls getting caught. I mean, he's going crazy.
It's been a physical game. First free throw for Cheap is up and good.
But, hey, what about Woodward? You know, trying to crawl their way back into this one. It started really ugly, but the score is not the best, but they've kept it respectable.
Well, and I think the big point to that is you trail by 16 after the first quarter, right?
Yeah.
Right now you only trail, we're at by 22, so you haven't, over the course of the last 3 quarters, you haven't lost that much, right? You played it close to even.
Pretty
You lost
close.
a few on the back end here. It's at least a somewhat positive upside. Heritage Hall the other way now with it. As Barrett Travis push. Boomers trail 65-43, minute 40 to go. Inside, they'll feed it to the big man. Now they'll kick it out. 3 on the way from a Harvey, and that's no good. Rebound taken by Shipley. Boomers come back. Shipley going to attack into the paint, puts up the strong layup. That's too strong. Rebound fought for. Corral had a chance at it, couldn't get it. Now Heritage Hall push the other way. Jackson Carter has it. So back it out on the right wing. Head off to Mulherby. Bounce down inside. Double team there. Almost triple point. Stolen and out. Foul.
Out of bounds?
No,
No,
foul.
foul.
On the floor. It should be 1-on-1s. Now for Heritage Hall. See who they got for the Boomers. 8th team foul. It will be
Carter Reed.
Carter Reed.
Yep.
Or no, Connor Price.
Connor Price.
Yep.
They got Mason Boring up there, but maybe got a little things wrong on that graphic there.
And Brett Davis at the line. Missed the 1-on-1. Boomers take it back the other way. Connor Price. Now they go in the corner. Shipley. He'll go baseline. Kicks over to Corral. Through Corral's hands. Connor Price will come up with it, though. Bounce it down to Corral on Davis. 1-on-1. Puts up the shot. It's no good. But Davis, or excuse me. Yes, Davis commits the foul. Luis to the line for 2 free throws.
Hey, wait for the big man. Draw that contact.
big on big there, 44 on 44, muscle on muscle.
It's always good to see effort, you know, even though the game's not as close as you would like it to be, but it's still showing the sign of maturity for, you know, the effort level.
Well, you know you're going to get that from Luis, the senior. So
oh,
no
he was
there.
Big heavy on football.
Yes, sir.
And he got it.
So he splits the pair, gets a point in this one, 65-44. 50 seconds to go now. They'll put the point up on the board. There they go. Heritage Hall trying to break the Boomer press. They do. Now ahead, they'll feed it to Brown. Brown tries to drive, can't get it to go, and a foul committed. I believe Luis Crown. Yep. And so to the line goes Hillman Brown. Just 37 seconds to go in this one. Woodward going to fall to 8-11. Heritage Hall going to improve to 7-11 themselves. On senior night, first free throw for Brown, no good. Second one good to be on the way.
So I hope you're not getting sick again, Tyler. That would not be good.
No, that would not be good. I feel good. It's just the voice is going. So it's weird.
It's just the beginning of the game to now is a whole lot different.
Right wing, Shipley for three. That one no good. Rebound taken by Heritage Hall. 25 seconds. Davis, the big man, around the floor, puts up the floater. Doesn't go. Underneath now, second chance. That's good from Britt Malherbe. Goes the other way. Turnover again. This one picked up now by Barrett Travis. Just 10 seconds, and I think Woodward's going to let him dribble it out. 67-44, going to be the final. 2-1, and there it is. That will be your final here on the boys' side. Heritage Hall wins it 67-44 over the Boomers. We'll step aside for a break, come back with some post-game stats, and get you set up for what's ahead. You're listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
You know, nowadays it seems like nothing is built to last. Like phones, appliances, cars, computers. But the new Michelin Defender 2-tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you'll have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to short-lived, and hello to something that lasts.
Visit your local Michelin dealer, High Plains Tire at 2220 Main Street in Woodward. Attention Expo Farm Expo exhibitors, booth space is now available. It's the K101 and Z92 Home and Agribusiness Trade Show, and it's coming to the Woodward County Event Center and Fairgrounds March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd. Now in our 39th year, this show features 2 exhibitor buildings plus outside exhibitor space, and will host an extensive variety of agriculture products and farm equipment. Also, home improvement ideas, clothing, communication and entertainment products, ATVs, lawn and garden, new and used automobiles, plus arts and crafts and great food vendors. Thousands annually rely on Expo Farm Expo to see a wide variety and selection of products and services that only a show of this size can offer. Booth space is now available by calling 580-256-4101. That's 580-256-4101. Don't miss out. Reserve your space today for the Tri-State's largest spring home and farm show and be part of Expo Farm Expo 2023. Coming to the Woodward County Fairgrounds Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd. It's food, folks, and fun with K101.
First Republic Title Company, your real estate closing specialist, is a full-service title, settlement, and closing company. Call Donnell or Terry at 580-256-7349 to assist you in your next residential or commercial real estate transaction.
And welcome back to Boomer Basketball on Z92. Dakota Wagner, Tyler Riggs with you as we got a final here tonight on the boys' side. Woodward falls 67-44 to Heritage Hall on Heritage Hall's senior night. And looking at the post-game stats here, Kyle McLaughlin led Heritage Hall with 20 points. So this one had 13 from Rashawn Smith, 8 from Thad Butler, 4 apiece from Liam Burden, Cooper Cookson, and Cole Corley. He had 2 apiece. I should say, from Britt Malherbe, also 9 from Ori Walker. For Woodward side of things, Cash Shipley did get into double figures. He was the leading scorer with 13 points, 10 points from Caden Reed. You had 7 from Kyle Martin, 4 from Carter Reed, 2 apiece from Ben Cheap, Ethan Neal, and Connor Sutherland, 3 from Hunter Mosley, and 1 from Luis Corral. And Dakota, we talked about that second half. First half, Heritage Hall outscored the Boomers 32-16. The second half was just 35-28. So we're talking about trying to keep that, keep that fight going. I thought for the most part Woodward did that, but at Heritage Hall, we talked about the speed at the beginning and the athleticism with a lot of these guys being multi-sport stars, and that just kind of what showed through tonight.
67-44, you take a look at that score, it could have been a lot worse. And it could have been a lot better if you played better in the first quarter. It could have been a lot closer of a game for sure. So watch some film, and you got to be prepared for Tuesday as you got a good matchup.
Yeah, you don't stop in terms of facing the good 3A teams because you turn around and play Alva.
Kyler Pinko.
In Alva and Kyler Pinko, 1,000-point scorer that you will have to deal with there in Coach Feely's crew. So.
And if you're Woodward, you already know what the keys to the game of that is keep him out of the perimeter. Because, man, if he gets hot from the three-point shot, he is going to score.
He's had some big performances this season. I think a season high of 36 last time I checked, and a lot of that from the three-point line. So did want to update you on this. It had a big matchup going on in 4A, Weatherford and Kingfisher. That was number 3 versus number 1. Weatherford beats Kingfisher 51-47 in OT on the boys' side, snapping Kingfisher's 80-game home win streak.
And that started, when Bijan Cortez was a freshman?
Maybe even further back. I mean, that's a lot of games. 80 at home, my goodness, and 80 in a row for that matter. So that was a big showdown. But we missed it earlier. The girls did emerge victorious 60-42, so the squad split, if you will. The good news is the boys JV won big, the girls JV won big, so almost a clean sweep on the night. 3-1 for the Boomers there. Before we go here, I do want to thank our great sponsors one last time. It will be High Plains Tire, who is our gold sponsor of the Boomer Coaches Show. A lot more with us. Also got to thank Top Cat Formal Wear and Accessories. Dairy Queen is our halftime sponsor. Cayo Roach Insurance, Great Plains National Bank, Dr. Kristen Mosley, First Republican Tile Company, Triple Clean Car Wash, Lions Radio Shack, KFC Taco Bell, The Bearded Barber, and Longshots Bar and Grill as our Coaches Show hosts. We want to remind you, too, tomorrow, college basketball, both Z92 and K101, Oklahoma State will host TCU for a 1 o'clock tip-off. Pregame coverage begins at noon tomorrow here on Z92. On K101, Oklahoma will be on the road against West Virginia for a 7 o'clock tip. Pregame coverage begins on K101 at 6:30. Got to thank Boomer TV tonight for not only making the trek with us, they drove us out here. They were right home, so we got to thank them big time. Chris Godwin and Maya Pittman. Chris Godwin, the instructor, of course, Pittman, the student, doing some great job there. Very much thank them for that. And for everybody, of course, back in the studio, Sean Kelly and Mr. Ty Alvarez, who worked the board for this game. Fantastic job, as always. Cannot do it without Mr. Ty Alvarez. Sorry, excuse me, I had to sneeze there. I am falling apart here at the end. But for everybody that listened back home or watching on Boomer TV, we very much appreciate you. Again, catch us Tuesday night in Alva as Woodward is there to take on the Gold Bugs. You've been listening to Boomer Basketball on Z92.
You've been listening to Woodward Boomer Sports on News Talk Sports Z92. Follow the Boomers all